have
protects
a
it.
camper van, and
A camper van?
camper van, yeah, a blue one. Have you seen it?
No.
It's a blue camper van. It's a 05 Ford Transit.
All right.
So it was before a bus, a 9-seater bus,
Right.
and you just tinted the windows. And
Converted it into the... Because I was just thinking, there's a lad in America who's got a camper van, and he uses it for his studio for podcasts.
I don't think it will work, but now that you've mentioned it, if it's for that purpose, definitely yes, because it has a bed, a kitchen, and an area where actually you can work. Some nights, it's mostly Fridays, when we're shooting on Saturday morning, I just go to the camper van, park wherever we are, and because I start working at 8 o'clock in the night. So.
Fuck. I
You
used...
started already?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Hello.
Hello.
Are you good?
I'm very good.
Welcome to the Blackbird.
Welcome.
Jose.
Just looking forward to be here. Yeah, it's a lovely space.
It is, man. I can get...
I have to describe to whoever's listening to this what it is really. It's like a small container transformed in a really wide, free interpretation of colors and things and smell the people can't get if they're not or painting. It's amazing. It's very nice.
I have lacked now the painting. I was putting up videos on my art channel on YouTube for my paintings and stuff. I think that was the last painting I finished. So it's a big painting. I mean, it was a very different painting. There was horses and a landscape, but it was pretty, but it was just, what's the point? It's shit. So this came out of it, and I was so excited doing this one, because it was like, I don't know what's going to happen. I know there's something scratching my brain, and I just tore into it, and that came out, and I was like, I like it a lot. So I did a few videos of that, but I haven't done anything since, because I don't want to force the issue. I don't want to fucking do something for the sake of doing it. I want to do it when I'm compelled to do it. When I have that, I can feel it bubbling in me now that, alright, I'm ready now, I'm ready to go again. I gotta stretch some canvas. I just kind of went off, and it took me years to figure that it's okay to do that, because a lot of times you're like, I'm not being productive, but you are. You just don't understand that you are by being receptive.
I think maybe you dorm for some years about things that you want to do and always life. Would you know, I would do this today.
Even now it's like that. It's like, I can't do this, I can't do that because of X, Y, and Z. And it's like, fuck this.
I found out if you want to do something, you have to make time for it.
Oh, 100%. You got to invest a lot of thought into it. I mean...
And discipline, you know.
Discipline is fucking vital. I mean, what's the saying? Discipline sets you free. I'm a big believer in this. But it's important to kind of stick to who you are. And just, get rid of the scheduling and all that shit. Because, I mean, look, that doesn't really fucking fly. A lot of the people that are annoying you anyway, they're not that important. They're just outside of your world, your people and all of this in your life. They're just like, moments in time that'll come and go. So don't be giving them too much fucking importance. They're just whatever. You see what it is. It's a transaction, my time for my skill for whatever, money, so I can do X, Y, and Z. But other than that, it's like, don't be annoying me.
That's what it is. You actually give your time for money.
100%. Yeah, and that's that precious commodity, and you're never going to get your value, ever.
No, at all. That's why I work nights. I like work nights in the sense of, first of all, I was in the army for some time, and that actually tricked my brain to be more active or more aware of that in the nighttime you can be more productive.
Oh yeah.
And waking up in the morning really early helped me to understand that you're actually ahead of your competitors sometimes.
Yes, I don't think of it as competitors. What I'd be thinking of is like tombstones.
Well, you're
going to be in the tombstone one of these days, so while you can, fucking hustle, because you don't know when. You could go any fucking minute. And I would really be annoyed if when I did go, that I hadn't finished the piece I was working on. Be it stone or fucking painting or something else.
Maybe it could be a masterpiece unfinished.
Well, like the Mona Lisa, apparently that's not finished. No, it's
So what I learned from there, from that particular experience, was to actually use the time that nobody using for something else, but something took in my brain, and I cannot sleep. So I sleep 2 hours, 3 hours.
Fuck.
And then I take like 15 minutes naps or something.
Yeah. Where you can.
Whenever I'm exhausted. For example, last night, so Thursday to Friday, I slept only 2 hours. Went to work, 9 o'clock, finished at 5. But I had to work during the night time. I'm the team leader of the nighttime team for 3.
Right.
So we take any incidents that happens overnight, but from 8 o'clock in the night to 8 o'clock in the morning. So,
fuck.
So what happened last night, actually, I just went home, and then just continue working until 10 o'clock in the night. I was absolutely exhausted, So
yeah, that wouldn't work with me now. I'd be a cunt.
and then I will go back again at 4 o'clock. So that's the problem.
Christ. But how long are you doing that now? That kind of
since 1995.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So that's you. You're dialed into that.
And then internet came along around the early 2000s, available for everyone.
Yeah.
I just fucked up absolutely everything, because
internet can be a tricky one to maneuver.
Definitely, you had access to actually everything, and my brain was very curious to know about everything.
Yeah, I like that though.
You could just get access to everything that you want.
And there's loads of documentaries, very interesting documentaries.
Everything from physics to absolutely how things are made, or I don't know, actually psychology, or just to watching a movie. Actually. I
like well, but it is you still. I feel like people haven't really. How would you say, the relationship isn't sorted yet between people and using the fucking internet. It's a bit one-sided.
They don't appreciate how useful can be.
It's all like...
And people are very trusting. They actually, in the human nature, a man or a person will think that their own beliefs are less informative or let's say, accurate than any other people's information. So they think that you will be right more than I will.
Really?
It's a nature thing, yeah. It's actually, in psychology, is actually proven. So,
yeah, but...
So we tend to believe that other people's information is more accurate than our one, for some reason.
Yeah, do you know me? I don't do this at all. I question every fucking thing.
Well, that's the thing.
And it's not healthy.
Yeah.
But at the same time, what is fucking healthy?
It is.
We there's so many questions that go unanswered. And I can't stop fucking asking questions. It drives me insane. Yeah. So going to sleep most times is a battle.
And how long have you been doing this? Since you were born?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a habit to me. So I had so many, it's no question things, but it's just curious about it. And when somebody told me something, definitely I go to use internet or all the stuff, all the medium, in order to see if that actually was true. So people.
But going to the internet for me is just like going to a phone book. I find the information that will get me to a physical location or someone at a physical location, and I'll go there then, and maybe I'll find a book written by the actual person I'm looking to find out about. So I'll get the book, so it's their words I'm reading and not someone's interpretation of their words.
That's the thing, yeah, very good.
Because it's like, I remember in school you'd be doing poetry and shit, right? And they'd be on about poets who died fucking 100 years ago, and they'd say, well, this is the poem, blah 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 blah. This is what the poem is about. This is what the poet was trying to say. And I'm like, wait the fuck. How do you know? This is your interpretation, and you're dictating your idea to me. No matter how, there's no getting around it. They're saying, no, this is solid, concrete fact. And I'm like, no. This is your fucking opinion. And now, that art for me isn't about that. It's like, you can get 100 people look at a painting, and
you will get 100
different fucking points of view every time. Yeah. And it's the way it should be.
It's what I mentioned earlier to you, saying you should have people interpreting, for example, this picture. Say, what do you get from this? The amount of traces and the colors. And you can see how it started, but you don't know when it's going to be finished or how it will become.
Yeah.
So it's something interesting, very nice. Because there's a lot of red as well, but there's a lot of yellows.
Yeah.
And the bird is not actually black, fully black.
No.
So for me,
did you ever see the light-headed crow or any kind of black bird? There's all kinds of fucking colours going on there.
Yeah, so mostly for the reflection.
Yeah.
Light. So what is the light that push you to do this first in the first place? It might be that. So. Well,
it was beyond just a bird. I mean, it you know, you can look at a bird and you can ask, the bird can fly. The bird is fragile, yet it can fly through a storm. We can't even, in all our technology and all our brilliance, the majority of people can't do shit. Yeah. I mean, everyone's saying you're the strongest man. The strongest man is no good. There's nobody.
Man compared with what? Man
put him in the ocean with a fucking shark or a dog, any fucking, even a piranha. You know, what's the strongest man going to do against the fucking piranha? Die. That's what he's going to do. Can you fly? All right, we can jump out of planes, yeah, and die.
I think that war it can be only compared when you compare that with something. You know, I mean, a man is stronger in his own way, and look all the progression of the human.
Yeah, but there's all kinds of different strengths. There's all kinds of different weaknesses. You know, there's nothing black and white. That's when you wake up to the world and realize, fuck, this is gonna suck. This is gonna be hard, man.
It's gonna be
this is gonna be very fucking hard, and the hardest thing is just accepting that you can do fucking nothing about a lot.
Yeah.
About a lot.
Yeah, it's a trend now where all the I think it's a worrying for people after certain age, like myself. I'm over 50 now, and I know I don't look like
you don't. I was going to say you wear well. Fair play to you.
So it's actually a worry that have a kid over 20s. So and
I try not to worry about the kids.
No, I worry about what is the conception of the world. The conception of the world is like nothing will happen. So there's a calmness that we don't have.
Yeah, but that'll go
it's
very
like
quickly.
No worry. They don't have any worries. They don't have absolutely any.
But you gotta step back, I feel, and you gotta
let them do their own thing.
Well, it's easy to say that. I mean, I remember when our two crazy crackers came along. I mean, the missus would be talking, and I'm there. Look, what we gotta do is leave these fuckers as feral as we can. You know, let them as wild as the fucking wind. Yeah. But with that comes this: our hearts will be broken to pieces first, and a number of times. Pretty much for the rest of their fucking lives and our lives. Yeah. But it's like, you know, I think it's an important thing to give a person is like, just try not to fuck them up with your stupid ideas. Yeah. You know, just like you do what you do. Obviously you'll have parameters that they can't go outside because it's for their safety. Yeah. And, you know, you have to safeguard their behaviour and conduct to a degree going forward in time because you don't want them getting arrested and shit like that. But you do want them questioning. You do want them seeing. You don't want them to be fooled by the lies that they will be told. Yeah. You know, they'll come home from school and shit and they'll be saying X, Y, and Z and I'm like, that's bullshit. You know what I mean? And then she's like, you can't say that to the kids. And I goes, I'm his father first. Yeah. So I'm safeguarding his fucking mental whatever.
Of course.
Because I know they're going to get their hearts broken. They're going to get hurt in every kind of way. So I got to at least give them a chance of being strong enough. Because they're already strong enough. Everybody's strong enough. But you got to give them kind of like little tastes of it, of bitterness. Just little tastes in the right time. So it's kind of, they're building like an immunity to it. Not, you know, they're not going to be cold, heartless killers or anything like that.
Of course, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're not going to be fucking pathetic.
They need to question. That war is amazing.
Because you can see their characters straight off the bat. I mean, when they're at the ages they're at now, you get a sense of the person. They're so different. Yeah. And you can see their strengths and weaknesses, even though that all that is like an onion, they're just peeling away every year.
Of course, yeah.
And they're revealing a different, they're dropping shit. Because they're trying shit out, of course they are.
I think the kids were born with 150 different personality traits.
Yeah.
I think every year they are actually giving away some.
Well, I'm taking some on.
Of course, yeah, based on
come Monday, I have about 250 fucking personalities,
based
man.
on the restraints put on by the parents,
yes.
Definitely, and the guidance, and actually what they seen and what they experience individually. So the trends they just tend to go away.
You gotta. I mean, we'll throw if we're like with the kayaking and with the archery and stuff. Yes. We're into that, so we get them into that and say, look, this is what we're doing. Yeah. Why don't you give it a go? And if they like it, great. If they don't, fine. Yeah. But at least this should be easy for us because this is what we're into. Yeah. So hopefully, you know, they'll be into it. No, but the time will come where I have to go camping and shit with them, which I'm not looking forward to. But I'll do it because I said, you like camping? If you don't, brilliant. My back is fucking broke.
At least you can try once or twice.
But you have to, I think, you know. You have to, and take them fishing. I can't wait. Some of my brothers now are very good at the fishing. One in particular is very good at the fly fishing.
Are you kidding me?
I
try.
I saw him. I was walking over the town bridge in Fermoy there once, and I saw him in all his glory doing his thing, and I thought it was just, I just stopped and looked at it for about 10-15 minutes, and it was fucking poetry. Just to see someone doing
this.
this.
You can put that into a frame. I would love that.
No. I actually did once.
With lash.
Yeah, well, see, when I was kind of, I mean, I've always been drawing and fucking painting and stuff. So, obviously, like the kids with the personalities, you're going to try all different types of things. You're going to try that photo finish, imagery, and you're going to try, mental fucking
abstract.
Yeah, because you're finding your way, and no one can tell you what to do. They really can't. You gotta. It's like you'll sing the way you will sing, and you'll see the way you will see.
Yeah.
So it's like you gotta just persevere really, and you find your way. But now I could do it, and I would consider it easy because you know what you want. You know what I mean? No matter what discipline in regards to the art and the creative aspect, if it's drawing, you can go either pencil, charcoal, pencil and ink, and you know what you want out of what you see, and then you can actually abstract that later on into something crazy, and people won't see the relationship visually, but you know. It's like when I was doing the horses, I started doing them like a photograph nearly, but then I'd get all these mad abstract ideas by looking at the movement of the horse when they're in the ring getting run around and getting trained and stuff. And then
how do you see the interpretation of an AI of a particular object? There's some websites we're using the
I don't bother with that.
No, but it's amazing how they can come out with so many stuff.
But it's not amazing. How is it amazing? All it is a program that has, look at the information that the people of the planet on the internet are putting into it's a library.
Yeah.
And they have this fucking super duper librarian who's no problem robbing shit from the library. You give it a question, and if it's clear enough, it can just zoom around the library, which is a global fucking thing, and
the other amazing thing
you.
is actually what they're doing is actually what the humans have been doing for all the.
That's exactly. They're just doing it faster
it's
and shinier.
It's interpretation and capture stuff.
But there's so many people who think the computer's thinking for it. It's not thinking for itself. It's doing what it's fucking told. It's a machine. Get the fuck on with it. It's not a. It's not a fucking. What is the word? It's not alive.
It's not alive. No,
Come the fuck on, will you?
In the 1980s, it was this writer Isaac Asimov. He created a trilogy of some books called the. I forget now. What was the name? The Foundation. The Foundation is what it's called. So basically, it just established the rules of the robots against the humans. So he was giving life kind of attributes to robots and things like that. So it's the misconception that you mentioned now about the AI and everything else.
But it
looks like it because it learns so quickly how to adapt to responses. But that's the only thing that they do.
Yeah.
They capture the essence of what you've been asking, and they capture that, and he's been doing or projecting what has been programmed.
Exactly, but the way they market it with their fear of it and all this, that's only marketing. Yeah. So they'll get more fucking money to go and try. They can't even tell you what's going on with your body, okay? You get a fucking human eye. How the fuck did that happen? And then they'll go on about the bull. I mean, look, I look at a lot of the stuff they be talking about, and straight away, somewhere in here, bullshit. Straight away I'm thinking, well, that's bullshit. And they're like, prove it. And I go, you prove that's fucking right, that bullshit you're talking. It's nearly as if, in my brain, it's saying there was one person or one group of people that set up an education system, and this is what you're going to be educated on.
There you go.
And they're programming. They're programming 100%. The masses.
It is, yeah.
To keep them in a position of fucking power.
When I was coming over, I was just thinking what the podcast will be about, and I take this as if it's a mix of a confessionary.
Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it.
It's a way of a confessionary, because what you're gonna say is something that people will listen to something that you're gonna say that is gonna be true.
Yeah.
And you think, what kind of thing I would like people to know? But this is not a conversation to the people; it's a conversation to myself.
Yes.
With you, I mean, exposing to you.
It's like when you play the guitar or paint the painting.
So when I was coming over, I said, what can I say that is actually useful? So useful for you.
Don't think like that.
No, I mean not useful for the podcast. Useful for you as a person, because I'm not taking.
You're thinking about it wrong. But don't think. That's the best thing to do.
So when I was coming over, I was thinking, obviously everybody that comes,
you want to start somewhere.
Here, they want to know what is about. Because you this is a free canvas.
Yeah. Exactly.
I take it as that.
That's the scary part for a lot of people. I think they're like, what is
it? I mentioned it's like confessionary when you're going to do other people that are being taught that you need to say this and that in the confessionary. It's not true. Basically, this is a free canvas of that you want to put on really what's
on your mind,
what you do, or something you don't know, because nobody prepares you for this.
Yes,
people that are not used to have.
Of course,
you will be scared.
It's a new environment.
But there's nothing to be worried about. So when I was coming over, I was just thinking, maybe we can talk about exactly the 1%. That 1% that nobody talks about is controlling absolutely everything. So,
but is that
I'm a technology man. I mean, I'm coming from technology background, and I said it's true. I mean, I've been seeing for the past 20, 30 years. Really, because I've been professional of technology. So, and I see a drop of technology being given as a form of commercial items and things.
Yes.
Like the phones.
Yes.
The computers and everything. Back in the early 2000s, it was already processors. I've been
killing you softly.
That they were absolutely super advanced.
Yes.
And I haven't seen them yet.
Yeah.
You get me?
I do get you.
They just releasing like fucking iPhones, like actually the cars, that everything is being given, as you say, programmed, social programming.
100%.
Absolutely everything, and the proof is there. It's happening with the health of the people. People are messing up with that. All these COVID things that come around.
Look,
all these.
Don't get me started on that bullshit, because that's all that was is fucking bullshit. Intimidate the fucking people, scare them to half the fucking days.
In the countries that actually they didn't took the approach of being secure, they were free. No reported. No, nothing.
Yeah.
No control of the freaking international health system.
Well, look, when it comes to this, just what I see, and I try not to even look anymore, because it's like it's all bullshit.
I think whiskey more than coffee.
I should do. It'd be a very different podcast then. to be nuding up,
dancing on the table.
But no, we did one. I must give you a clip later.
I think because now it's around 12 o'clock, so it's not appropriate. But maybe we should do that in the night time.
100%.
Somewhere.
Absolutely.
Because I do like actually going to the forest and everything.
Yeah.
So when my mom died in 2016, I took the kayaking as a way of communicating with her, because she always wanted the sea and the water element was actually there, and I didn't know why, but I was attracted to it. A friend of mine introduced me to kayaking in the UL, the Limerick UL University of Limerick Kayaking Club.
All right.
And I took that as a way to communicate with her. I used to feel with her.
Yeah.
So every time when I was just capsizing and being in the water, I said, "Oh fuck this! How can I do this?" And that, in a way, I was just feeling like when your mother just gives you the thing in the back, saying, "Come on, you have to come back,
man up."
And, exactly. I said, "What the hell?" He just come over. You get me.
I get you. Yeah.
So it's cool. And when my dad died, and it was just the forest. He was a very calm man. Person, very. Always telling me, just be patient, things will pass. That good things will pass as well. But bad things, definitely, yes. So don't worry about it.
Everything changes.
So when I was going, I actually started doing archery. So and actually that contact with the mountains, the forest, the calmness of the forest. Sometimes when we're doing shooting, I let the people go just to be alone. Look around. And
it's great.
But I was not looking for my father. I was looking for myself, for the calmness that gives me.
And you get it.
I'm serious just to think about.
You get it though in the forest.
You do. So
I love going in there.
And it's amazing because last night actually I was doing something else, and then we stopped just looking in the forest, and I said, "Fuck!" I stopped the car. I just went straight to the forest.
No, it's a beautiful thing to be there.
The wind that comes through and how they protect you when the rain is coming and everything, mostly now.
Is it in Japan? I think it's Japan, where they have there's a day, it's like
at the forest.
Yeah,
it is.
And it's just like, don't be fucking, just go in there, just walk. Just walk through a forest with the family. It's very important for you to do this.
Yeah.
And then, because many of the crazy things I like to look into, like, you know, forests are unbelievably interesting. You know, the way that it seems like a lot of things you might have picked up in school are bullshit, and then when you hear about these people who've devoted their whole fucking life back in the day of black and white TV, just going and studying these things, and then they'll write books, but they're always hidden somehow. But they're saying, like, the way the tree, I always believed it. You just get a sense like this is connected. They're all connected. Yeah. It's a community. Of course it is. And it's like when one tree is doing poorly, all the trees, it's like they come together and divert the minerals that they used to grow along with the light, and they shove it towards that tree to kind of bring it on.
It's like when you plant two trees side by side, and one is always grow super strong, super high, and the other one super small but more vibrant, and then you don't know what is the relation with it.
Yeah.
And then probably it's due to the different, if there is different species, definitely will be one growing bigger than the other one, but that one will go stronger for some reason.
Because it's going slower. Slow grow, strong.
Yeah. It's crazy. They give you a nice sense of calmness.
Oh fuck yeah! But you don't need the fucking
and the lights that comes through sometimes with the sun, mostly in Ireland, when they come through on the first thing in the morning or last in the night.
The way it hits the leaves and stuff.
And then you see how that color is just the picture frames.
Yeah,
I like to take photography.
Oh, me too, yeah.
But I use it in my phone. I don't believe anymore in any DSLR or camera or something like that, because I never studied that. So I'm a very...
But the way you study that is by fucking up every time you take a photo. Fuck! This is not what I saw.
But you need to know the rules as well and do something.
You need to know what this will get you, obviously. But when I was doing this, I was doing it with a black and white camera, and I got a notebook, and I said, right, this is what I think it is, because that's what your man said it should be for this kind of setting. So I'd set the camera, and I'd make a quick note, camera set at X, Y, and Z, take the photo, develop the photo shit. It's just not working. So I write back to that note, right, that didn't work, try this. And in about 6 months it took me to figure out, okay, for what I wanted, because I found that I wasn't photographing everything. It's like I had a particular theme in my mind of what kind of image I want. No matter, all the places could be different, even people in them, people not in them. I wanted like a uniform of a vibe that you should get from the image when it's done. So that helped.
In black and white, it's different.
Yes.
It's difficult.
Oh, fuck yeah. But then when I get blurred out fucking photos, I was like, that's brilliant. Because I'm looking at, it's feeding the abstract expression that you want to capture on a canvas. And you're like, fuck, this is just trace it onto a canvas kind of a thing.
Fantastic, yeah.
You know, so you can, there's never a failure per se. There's always like, well, it could be this. Instead of that, it could be this. It's like when I was, like I said, when I was doing that particular painting there, I was forcing the fucking issue. Before, the one that was before on that canvas, but it was the horses and the landscape. Fucking 6 months down the line. It's like, you fucking idiot. But I knew from the minute I had the canvas stretched and I had it taken up the whole studio, and I was like, fuck, this is gonna be, because I like just the horse to be big and strong. You know, like a close-up, you get just too close, and I'm getting these small brushes out.
How many paintings do you have in total?
Have I done, or do I have in my possession?
At the moment, no. Have you done in your life? Yeah.
Fuck, lots. A lot.
And you put them for sale, you told me.
I sold a lot of them, yeah.
I would like to see them, just to see you have a record of everything.
I have a folder of a lot of them, but not all of them.
And you have a website where we can...
Website's being made as we speak. I was only talking to the guy yesterday. He's in Madrid at the moment.
He's at Madrid,
going on about the heat. But so by maybe 4 weeks from now, I should hopefully have it up and running.
Yeah.
Because I've had a number of websites, but they just weren't, you know, the excitement of trying to get it out to the world. You fucking just go for whatever you can afford, and usually it's not good enough for what you need.
Yeah.
So this time I said, fuck it, invest in yourself. So it's, you know, there's never going to be the right time financially to do what you want to do. So just fucking do it and just work it and make it work.
Of course.
You know, someone will always help you, I find.
Of course.
You know what I mean? They'll give you a break.
I have some knowledge. I may give you a hand if you need to, but if you already have somebody, it's fine. But yeah, we can always review.
There's a company. They changed their fucking name midway through the process. It was Mama something, not Mamma Mia. I don't know, maybe it was, but now it's Road Trip, I think they call themselves, because they got some big contract with American outfit. I'm not good at remembering shit, you know what I mean? I have too many things trying to clamour for my attention.
Oh, no, tell me about it.
So I was measuring the fucking job this morning, I measured the same fucking pair maybe 3 times. By the time I got over to write it down, what? Because I was thinking something else I
have a little problem with no sleeping, because the human brain needs sleep in order to put in order what happens during the day and everything. So when you don't sleep that much, you don't have time for that. And then all these things that happens during that day, all the things that you need to remember and put in safeguarding in your brain or whatever, it keeps bouncing in your head.
Yeah, but everyone's wired differently. I mean, I hear these people saying, "Oh, you need to get 8 hours sleep," and I'm like, "Are you fucking crazy? 8 fucking hours sleep? Are you fucking kidding me? You zombie!
It's personally different.
You sleep through your whole fucking life at that rate. You get nothing done. If I get 5 hours, excellent. I can maybe get by 2 days in a row on 4, but then maybe at the weekend, if I'm very lucky, I might get 6. But that seldom fucking happens.
Something curious happened to me sometimes after a month. Or every month, or 30 days, I sleep for 10 hours.
Well, that's not going to do what you think it's going to do, apparently. I was watching some sleep guy, but then I was thinking, you know your body.
My body's doing it.
Yeah.
I'm not dictate when I sleep or how I sleep or whatever. I normally sleep when I'm exhausted.
Oh, dude, when I get, you know straight away, oh, this guy, he needs to sleep. He's a fucking nuclear warhead.
You told me last night.
I'm a fucking cunt. I've been thinking, I'll just slow everything right down and I'll just get through this few hours.
Yeah.
But then
it's like the coffee in the morning.
I'm too nice. I keep saying yes to shit.
I'm not person until I have the coffee.
Yeah, I'm a car crash. Physically, mentally, it's like I need at least 2 coffees. And then I can think about having a 3rd coffee, and then I'll go to work. And then it's like happy days. But I was always trying to get it, even if you just get a bit of a stretch in while you're waiting for your coffee or something, just try to get that discipline going on. But then it's like, fuck. You know what I mean? Who really cares?
I have 2 huskies, so I have to actually discipline myself to actually get the dogs out, you know. So
well, we're the same. We got Diego and Casper there.
And then they just like crazy because they like to run, but I don't like to run. No, I like to move at all. So what
I like to get them to walk them.
So what? Yeah.
While I'm at work, you should walk the dogs.
I have to get the kids to do it too. You know, what I do is I take the bicycle. So I take the bicycle. I take one dog first. Go for 6K, which is 50 minutes or 30 minutes with the bicycle. For me, it's a soft kind of exercise, and the dog just love it because he just keep running all the time. And then,
well, when I used to be doing it, we used to live just outside from Fermoy. We were living on college there for a spell. It was just me and Lucy, and we had dogs then, and I just fucked them into the back of the Jeep, scoot over to Kilworth Woods. I'd open that Jeep, man, and it was like the 4th of July. They'd be like fucking. And I said, cool, they're going to be happy. But they were very good to just run ahead of you, but not out of sight, and come back to you. And they got a great workout. But then some fucking dickhead over there, something to do with, I don't know, they own the woods or some shit, was they put the dog in the leader, I'll take him off you. I guess you take him off me. Fucking try it, buddy. I was with a friend of mine, and I just thought, like, this guy thinks he can take my fucking dogs. Straight away, you're going to kill someone in your head. But luckily enough, my buddy kind of, placated the situation. But the guy, I was looking at the guy and I was like, who the fuck are you?
You are, yeah.
As if he could, but you got to understand, this guy is ancient. We're in the middle of the woods. What is he, fucking crazy?
Plenty places to hide.
Back of his own van and dump it into the fucking bush.
There is a characteristic on huskies where they're not loyal, so that happens whenever is my door open.
Yeah, well, my guys now they're a mixed breed. They're like some Canadian kind of husky mixed with an Irish sheepdog.
Oh.
Now that's too much trouble right there. That's too much. Yeah. If they're smarter than me,
it's the energy. The energy is there used.
But they're old now, but they're still highly energetic.
It is, yeah.
You know what I mean? But you just gotta get them into a routine, I think. But I've been trying to get me into a routine for the last I don't know how many years. It's just not working, like, you know. But it's just even this, like, you know, you make things. You goes, I'm definitely doing this on this time on this day, because every other fucking time I'll either be working or fucking doing whatever. So you got to be selfish in that regard. You know, you got to say, no, fuck, wait a minute. Today I'm doing this. I'll be finished roughly around this time, and then give me a half an hour to chill out, and then we can do whatever the fuck. But I'm doing it. End of.
I apply things from work to my life sometimes, but I like the freedom of doing whatever.
It's not easy, especially when you be in relationships. It's like, fuck. What do you mean compromise? How do you spell that? It's like, fuck. It's a dose, man. But you gotta
need a balance. You need to have a balance.
You need balance in every fucking thing. Everything.
Time.
Even when I'm doing the stone, you can have stone there and it'll have different variations of colour. And you can't have over here just one big chunk of colour. You need to pepper it in with the other stuff. Same with your painting. You need to have what you see. There'll be people who look at it from a textbook point of view and say, well, the perspective isn't great, this isn't great, that isn't great, this shouldn't be, they're not related, those. And I'm like, who the fuck? Fuck off. I don't give a fuck about you and your book. This is the way I envisioned what I envisioned, and this is, I'm lucky enough that I've captured most of it.
Under your perspective is even better, because you already have that not the artist, the art way, but probably the balance of the colors and the contrast of the colors.
Of course, because I mean,
and for something like stonemason, is you simply
you're tailor made for stonework. Then you know it's reinforced.
Yeah,
but it's like when people don't realize, you don't even realize it yourself, especially now with, like we were saying, with our access to the internet and watching documentaries and stuff. I've watched hundreds of documentaries on artists that I like, find artists that I've never heard of, and I see all, and you study the paintings, and then you study photographers and the photos, so subconsciously you kind of know how to fucking put something together without going totally crazy. But sometimes it's nice to go totally crazy. You know, you gotta live there too. You gotta just fucking, that's your sprint, if you will.
That's what makes you individual, you know. Unique.
I like to be as honest with the fucking thing as I can. I'm not leaving anything out for the sake of hurting someone's feelings or whatever. If I hurt your fucking feelings, fuck off. You fucking idiot. Wake the fuck up.
I prefer work in English.
It's just a fucking vibration that you've made the decision to be offended. So
you have the right not to offend, but to tell what you think.
I'm not here trying to promote anything negative. If anything, I'm doing the absolute opposite. I'm trying to promote the beauty in everything. Everything that I see, everything that I dream of, everything that I wish for. I'm trying to capture that and put it on a canvas or put it on a song or something, you know. You know, you can start out with like writing a song and it can be kind of dark and maybe it's sad or whatever. But you're just setting the zone. You know, you're just setting the scene.
It's like a DJ of words or DJ of...
And then you're going to evolve it then into, it's like a character goes into a situation and then it's such a struggle or whatever, but then they persevere, they dig deep and they triumph. Yeah. And that's your chorus.
That's the beauty of it, you know?
So that's what sometimes you just need a bit of darkness to show that there's fucking a flood of light. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, I don't buy into all this crap. I mean, the world is too much politics. I think governments should be downsized fucking immediately. I think big corporations
my second
be
thing
fucking
when I was
sorted.
coming over, thinking about, it was actually the no politics.
Yeah, that's usually my thing. And
no politics.
End up giving out about it for about an hour. That dirty smell, what is it? That's politics. Oh, fuck.
100%, yeah.
Just bunch of fucking...
Because I was in the charity, I was a block biker. The block bikes are charity companies around Ireland mostly, and other countries. But I was involved with the Irish, the Midwest block bikes. So what we do, I used to do, I stopped doing it a couple of years ago. But what we do is in the maternity hospital in Limerick, there is no blood labs.
Right.
They are only in the region, which are a few miles away. So the HSC had the idea to hire taxi drivers to bring the blood samples of the newborn babies onto the regional hospital in order to get tested, you know, to see if there's anything wrong with them.
Yeah, yeah.
And what happens is there's always delays on it. So these charities, what we do normally was just to pick up the blood sample and motorbike straight away onto the regional hospital. So we're saving over 60-70 grand a year to the HSC doing that particular action.
Right.
But our intention or our reason to do it is just something related to give something to the society, for free. So we were actually taking our free time to pick up the blood samples and bring it over.
Yeah.
So in my case, it's because I have a kid with Down syndrome. Matthew, he's 14 years old now, and he needed an open heart surgery. So,
Oh, fuck.
So we went we were crumbling to the operation and everything, and then he saw these big motorbikes coming over with the lights, emergency, blah blah. And when the guy came out, because I was smoking back then, waiting downstairs, and then I asked him, I said, what is this for? What are you doing? I said, this is my free time. I'm just giving to society because somebody needed a blood transfusion. And I saw this, I said, I want to sign up for that because I ride motorbikes. I ride motorbikes since 1992, And then I just signed up. I just contact them and say, okay, you just put me on, man. So I did it for 4 or 5 years now. So it's just interesting, how many blood samples actually you take for the newborn babies and bring it over.
Yeah. That's fucking heavy, though.
And organs, milks, So what we do is a chain of actually groups of volunteers all around Ireland and North Ireland. So there is no milk bank, human milk bank in Ireland, a proper one. So when the volumes are go down for the newborn babies.
A human milk bank.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Why don't the mothers just?
Because some of the mothers can't, or some of the mothers are not eligible to do that, or some others they don't want to. And it's another bullshit there. So what we do is we actually chain up with the North of Ireland to bring anything, really.
They're fast, like.
Yeah, because we take the bike and we take it for that particular purpose.
But isn't it kind of sad that you need fucking guys to volunteer to do that? I mean,
well, I did it gladly, I mean,
of course, I understand that. Of course,
like
I mean, look, I'm all about.
But the HSC using vans, but they're using vans only 9 to 5.
Because that's when shit happens. 9 to 5.
Exactly.
Fucking knuckleheads.
So I was taking my free time, Friday night, Saturday nights, or Sunday nights, and I was doing 12 hours sometimes. So, but you do that gladly because it's actually you do two things. First, riding motorbike. Secondly, do something that you really need to.
I'm all about helping as far as you can to give to your community. I mean that's what it's all about. But then I think there's a huge difference these days between community and society. They're two different animals. Like one is a project by a bunch of people we prefer not to talk about, and it's trying to enslave the other group of people who are all about the people. And I'm sure, as nature always shows you, that there's always going to be a balance that'll set itself right eventually. So I don't know when it'll happen, but the shit will hit the fucking.
You know what it is? It's politics.
It's fucking corruption.
It is.
Same thing.
The third thing that I was thinking coming over is corruption in Spain.
In Spain?
I was just looking.
I heard something about some Spanish fucking politician there recently
getting
a jet to a fucking Rolls Royce limo, and then the last, we'll say 30 yards,
100 meters,
get on a bike for the cameras.
Just around the corner, and actually the cars were there, following her.
For the love of God. I mean, the stupidity is just. Are they so confident that they're so far ahead of just the next step is just enslave the fucking world that they can carry on this way? I mean, my biggest, I can't really say because some people.
We're talking about politics. Let's talk about something else.
So you got a new motorcycle recently, I believe.
Yes.
Tell me, what is this bike? It looks like a fucking beast.
It's a rocket.
It looks like a beast.
So I always had motorbikes in my life, from 500 to 1100s, things like that. But this bike represents only a new chapter in my life, which is actually,
leisure.
It's just like be me, because that's a big motorbike.
Yeah.
But it's not a sporty motorbike.
No, it's a
I always
bike.
had sporty motorbikes, always like a really fast one.
Yeah.
And
the energy of youth
and anything. So when I was doing the blow bikes, Actually, we did a course called ROSPA. The ROSPA is actually a training riding course
Right.
for advanced training course. It's called. So we basically teach you how to ride properly and why. What is the purpose of riding securely?
Stay alive, I would say.
That's the thing. And actually opened my mind. And the first day, when I was coming over, that actually happens in what's the name? In Clare. So this teacher was actually in Clare. I had to go to Clare every day, every Saturday morning with my motorbike and come back. So he was teaching me. We put in the intercoms.
Oh, cool.
And then he was showing me everything. And then he gave me a book. The book. The normal book of things that happens in normally the roads and things like that. So I didn't read the book that day. But just the lesson itself and the one the mom was telling me.
So you can refer to it all the time, like.
Holy shit! They opened actually my eyes. I was wrong all my life.
Yeah,
You know how insecure we are. It's just the worst thing that could happen to you. Is just think that you're immortal.
Oh, trust me, I don't think that.
When you have a motorbike and you go into certain speed, obviously you will go legal. I will go legal.
But even the legal speed is fucking.
So, is your position on it? I mean, you're a peon, or you're a piece of chess that something could happen or kick you over.
Yeah.
You didn't expect that. But that opened my eye. My opened my eye in not only that aspect, in many other aspects. When you go in the car, just looking around and everything. So,
I got that information early in life. I had a drunk driver blow me into the spirit world when I was 12 years old. And I woke up about a week or two later in a hospital and what the fuck was going on? And I had my mother then trying to fucking show me how to walk again and stuff. And then with specialists for years after that. Your spine is this. You
can't say your theory.
Go for it.
The theory. In 2001, I had a big car crash.
Okay.
I never had a car crash in my life, or any accident in my life. That was the only one. So I think that in life, sometimes in life, to some people, or probably most of us, something dramatic happens that actually opens your true self. I think maybe it happened to you from the beginning, from very young age.
Yeah.
And I think that happened to me because when I was in the ambulance, I passed.
All right.
You know, like.
Yeah.
And when I woke up, I was just a brand new person.
Yes.
I was a fucking prick before. A useless shit that was using people for whatever. And then I changed. I changed for something super nice.
Connect.
With everyone. I can feel different things from people. I want to transmit, like you say, peacefulness and be calm.
It's a rebirth of a sort.
Yeah, but very strange because that. For me, it was natural, but I said, "What the hell?" I mean,
how often do you just pop into your mind the difference? Like you'd be thinking, like it's nearly a different person you're looking back on before the accident and after the accident.
How often I look at that?
How often does it pop into your head? Like
never. No, it's there. It happens, and that's it. It's my new my new me. Sorry, it's what it is.
I'd say all through my teens and early 20s, most of my 20s, I'd say I was kind of in that space in my head where I was like, I wanted answers, and I couldn't get them anywhere. Like so, it was like you're shut off for a while, but at the same time you're raring to go. You know, you're like the horse in the stall before the race, but you're there too long, you're starting to kick shit.
Exactly. So yeah, sometimes as you say, when I want to relax, I don't need to relax. I'm relaxed already. You know, I'm like, but when you're really nervous, like something happens, like your confrontation with somebody.
Well, that's just vibration more
than anything. And then when that moment happens, what I do is I tend to just deep breathe and
breathing is important.
I go to somewhere. For me, it's like a big land of grass.
Yeah.
With the wind moving. And
well, you're more awake to a lot. I find, you know, you see a lot more. You see a lot more, and sometimes you see things, and it can be weird because you can't talk to people a lot about it because they'll be like, "This guy's whack." You know what I mean?
People that knows me really very close, they can tell you this. You know, they say, "I think you see something else." You know?
Yeah.
You perceive things quickly.
Yeah.
You know, and that one of my questions for you today was actually how you pick people to come to your podcast.
Just get a vibe, you know.
Who are your victims?
My victims?
Like a big spider going around.
It's weird actually, because I never gave it any thought. I never thought, how am I going to do this? I just thought, well, this is.
You feel it, yeah.
This is going to happen. Pretty much.
That's the big one.
Yeah. I just said this. You know, you just get a vibe, and when you're talking, he goes, "Why don't you fucking come on?"
Because I didn't really want to talk to you before even you didn't have a podcast. I said, I need to talk to you.
Yeah. You just get a vibe, and I'm always. It's not like I'm projecting shit. I'm just like, what was that? And then it's like, oh, interesting.
Yeah.
And I'm there, and I'm just trying to delicately approach things because my experience today tells me that it's like you're coaxing a fucking kitten over to a bowl of milk, you know, and they're like.
Yeah.
They're like this, you know, and you don't know why, but it's not for you to know why. Only that I understand. You know, I can't be like full on this complete stranger coming up saying,
of course.
What the fuck?
I was about to suggest you just to explain the people that listen to you what is your relation to the people that goes on
Not
TV
the
podcast.
fuck.
But you don't need to, because that will flow after, you know.
I don't write.
Appear.
I don't have a structure
Script, yeah.
because what the fuck? Fuck off. You know what I mean? If you can't get two people talking to each other, if you can't figure out what they're fucking talking about, then this is not for you. Okay?
Exactly, yeah.
And you know, it's not about like we're trying to break new ground, or this has been done from the dawn of time. It's just people are getting so fucking boxed away, and I don't know. They're just. Sometimes it's just good to listen to people talk shit and say, "Hey, I think these ways, and I'd like to talk these ways."
Well, I think people identify what they're hearing, you know. And say,
Yeah.
I think I feel like that way.
You already got it in you.
Yeah.
You know, it's just you're being fucking. There's too much propaganda bullshit in all the.
I think the
in a lot
problem
of
when
the
you
things.
try to explain something that is too deep, you say, how can I say that without people thinking I'm crazy? You know?
I don't give a fuck. Fuck them. Look, I do it anyway.
No, not
if it's
to me.
important to me.
No, not to me, because I say that openly. Yeah?
If
Because
it's-
now
if
some
it's-
people are so constrained about
They're
what the other people say.
Conditioned is the word, because they have to be conditioned to maybe they're chasing a dragon, and they need to do X, Y, and Z to be in a better position they feel to acquire said dragon, and in doing that they alienate themselves from everything else.
Yeah.
And it's like it could be anything. It could be going. I'm not even going to start picking things up in case people say, "Hi, what did you say about my thing?" Oh, fuck off. Grow up, will you? Because I mean, I've been in plenty of conversations where people are saying shit to me that I don't like.
But I love critique. I love it. I love when people.
Oh,
come to me with feedback.
I'm not on about criticizing me. I don't give a fuck about that because they don't know what I. They don't know the way I'm thinking.
Oh, what you've been through, yeah.
And I know what I want to achieve, and no one else can, because I can't really fucking explain it, because I just don't care about explaining it. I'm too busy trying to get it. And it's like the amount of times I say, oh, that's completely different to what I was thinking. I guess, well, no surprise there. I'm a surprise sometimes because it can change in a dream, you know, or it can be fine-tuned to reveal something more. And you know, or not just like you dream shit up, but like, you know, you're having a coffee on the break in your van in the rain, and your eyes just glaze over, and you're just staring at fucking grass blowing in the wind, and next thing, something that you've been working on in the back of your mind gets to a new place. You're, oh! And then you're writing a note down for when you can't wait to finish to get back to your studio to start working on shit. So it's like there are people then who think they know what you're after, and they think that they're going to help you in a way, and you're so nice because you can see how nice they are. You don't want to fucking burst their bubble by saying you're wrong. So you try to sidestep it gently and just continue doing what you're trying to do, because like I said, you can't explain it really, and you don't feel you should.
No.
Why should you?
No.
You know, you know what you want, you feel it, and then because you get stupid fucking comments. I know I like to say there's stupid people in the world,
There always will be.
but at the same time, I was saying that for the longest of times because I believed it, because I seem to meet them all the fucking time. But then I realized it's like if you get a body of water, okay, and now we say that's a plane of existence, and every drop in there's ripples, okay. Now you're on one of those ripples. Now you could have been born the same time as me, would say, but that doesn't mean we're going to be on the same ripple. The ripple is it's pre-programmed, predestined, but you did it anyway in the beginning of everything. So at some stage, your ripple is at a different place. So if I'm here and you're there, but my ripple physically isn't there, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it's it's like different planets, but you're on the same. You're on a FaceTime, we'd say, but you're on different culture.
Completely together.
But you know,
like frequency?
anyone else, frequency. Yeah. So if anyone's looking at you, you're embodying the same space, but that's such a small part of the picture.
Or lives in different.
Yeah,
different
exactly. You're. It's like if you can imagine a string coming out of the head, going off in different directions.
No, but I believe in that. I believe not only with people, actually with things. You know, with
everything.
Actually, one thing that I would like to do is I will give you a token, something really small, something like an object or something.
Yeah,
you can put on.
Oh yeah.
Anywhere.
Yeah.
And you can ask your invitees, whoever want to come over, your guests, just to bring something small, something symbolic. Because that will be probably in print for whatever the conversation you're having.
Yes.
And anytime when you see it, you will say,
that
is Jose.
Not with me, I'm fairly although I think you're right actually, because those shells were when we were down the Cork shoot.
And it brings something special to you.
Yeah, it's just like
that. Do you know what
I know the guy who did this is like a hunter.
Oh yeah.
He's a big fucking guy, and he's just boom boom, but he's got all this interesting shit that's going on, and I'm like, God, man, there's a conversation you could have with this fella, and it would go from everywhere.
Yeah,
but everyone is like this. Yeah. It's just they're not as boom boom about it. You know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta just gently, and then when they feel like, you know what, this isn't a bad thing, and they just fucking go for it, and it's all good then after that. Like
not everybody has the same energy or the same.
That's it. So that's what I mean. It brings me back to like everyone's stupid. No, everyone is a fucking genius. It's just sometimes we're all evolving at a different pace, and it's in relation to a different plan. Yeah. You know, and we're just tangents. Yeah. We're not blending. We're tangents.
Sometimes we clash, you know.
But
sometimes you blend. Yeah, actually you blend with people. You can actually, you know, you live in harmony sometimes, and you say, oh, I feel good with that person because it's not taking my energy or my or trying to be something
that warm glow.
But you can feel that it's actually merged, you know, and it's like we're talking about vibration or frequency, you know.
Frequencies are a fucking amazing thing to look at. There's a guy I was watching this guy and.
So who made this for you?
You
can say the name. Okay.
I don't know his fucking name. I just know he's a big fucking guy and he'd all this fucking
I was
gear.
about to bring it. It's actually something from China. It's two dragons.
Oh, cool.
Two dragons.
Here, China has a fucking colourful history in art.
Somebody gave that to me and he said something. You know, he was a master on his own expertise.
Yeah.
Say that. And he said, I was visiting. And he's over to his house and thing, and then he's also all the amazing tiny little things for everyone. And he said, that one that somebody give me this. He told me the story about it.
Yeah.
But he said this meant something to me especially.
Yes.
And he said, I'm gonna give that to you. I said, okay. So thank you very much. You know what actually that did to me when I came back home and I started studying and I started doing things and. It brings me, and I give that the energy to actually calm me down or whatever, and actually pass exams that I would never believe that I would pass thanks to that, because that man was a genius. In his own world.
But when you get folks like that hand you, I say, here's a pen for you, buddy. And when you look at this pen, and if you say you're into what I'm telling you I'm into, and you hold it in such high regard, when I give you this pen, you project onto this with your own equal power.
Yes.
But you miss. You know what I mean? It's like I've just unlocked.
I think you symbolize your projection.
Yeah.
You put in an object something that you know that you have inside, but humans we need to see and.
Well, we've been conditioned down a lot, you know. Fuck off, all that crap again. But you know, when you hear people like Bruce Lee would say things before, and I'd be like, fuck, that's awesome.
Be the water.
Yes. You know what I mean?
Hell,
and it doesn't mean be the water as in be. I mean, do you ever see a fucking ocean storm and a boat in that ocean storm?
Do you know one of the
be
things
the water there,
that
buddy?
calms me down a lot. It's actually under the water in a storm. It's a projection that happens worse sometimes. Not only just sometimes it's not the deep. I mean the grass with the wind
Yeah,
that is
yeah.
calm. Sometimes when this is stormy, really in my head, everybody has bad moments. And
But you gotta embrace the storm too sometimes.
so what I do,
Feel
is
that.
you know what I do? I just jump onto the storm.
Yes.
So you know what I do? Once I get to the storm, I just go under the water and I can feel the wave, how powerful they are.
Yeah.
Because if you do kayaking, you know exactly what it is.
Yeah, yeah.
And in the seas, the worst thing that you can have is just a big waves going to bring into the rocks.
Get fucking rolled.
You get me?
Yeah, yeah.
And then when you go under the water, you see the wave, how strong and everything, and you know the outside is a fucking storm.
Yes.
But under the water, you hear no sound,
Yeah.
nothing. You yourself.
Sound
breathing
vibrations again.
deep inside,
Yeah.
you feel how you breathe and everything.
I've kind of, I don't know why.
And then you decide if you want to go upside, you want to stay down. You're gonna stay down. You're gonna die. You're gonna run completely forever. But you go upstairs. You know how to actually fight, and that's actually what gives you the strength.
Yeah, it's funny how there's so many scenarios where that is the case. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you said, the woods. You get one thing. It's what you associate. It's fucking. There's a class comic book in the making with that stuff. You know, if someone just sat down with that line of thought, said, you know what, I'm going to come up with 10 different scenarios, 10 different locations, environments, and to illustrate that particular action and reaction. It'd be pretty. I should probably write that down and do it, but I know I won't. It'd be interesting to somebody. If you're out there, do it.
Please.
I'm not going to do it, but unless there's a horse in there.
So what I try to see, that thing that you mentioned about feeling things, or you see more than probably most of the people.
Yeah.
Is when I actually stop and take pictures or something. So I try to capture that moment with something that I see around that it caught my attention.
Yeah.
And sometimes it comes beautiful pictures, like amazing pictures. But
Yeah.
some others say nothing.
But again, it's like I was saying with Lauren there last time. I was speaking about.
That's it of open the book, but somebody had to do it.
No, but when it comes to the picture thing, because he had this fucking.
Lauren, yeah, absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, but it's like it doesn't matter what fucking camera you have. If you don't have the eye, you're fucked. You know what I mean? If you, that's nice. You know what I mean? My mother now is a perfect example. My God, that woman will take 1 million photos, and it's like feet while she's walking. How do you work this? But she's constantly taking photographs. Fucking an eye. But it's not like she's being, abstract artist about it. Yeah. She's trying to get that perfect traditional picture, but she fumbles her way through it. She's always been this way. It's just her quirky little way about doing things. And when she's doing paintings in as well, it's like, oh my God, Jesus Christ. It's just sometimes I prefer to see the end product as to how they're fucking getting there. Yeah. It's the same with myself when I'm trying to work on something and I know it's like you get an idea. It just pops right into your fucking head and you're like, I gotta draw this out fucking fairly lively now so I don't lose it. Now you might get the initial, idea sketched out to what you're thinking. Yeah. But then you start overthinking. You're saying, that's good, but it would be better if I did X. You try to make it sexy. So you try to make it more commercial or whatever.
Take away their idea.
And the essence of what was so boom is fucking gone. It's like, well, you don't deserve me, so fuck you, and off it goes. And you're there then for 6 months beating the canvas like a tool because you didn't learn your fucking lesson, and you deserve to waste 6 months of your time learning again the lesson that you should have known by now. But this is the way. You'll always, because the emotions will rush you like a fucking, I don't know, a beam of light, and you're just gonna, I can make this better. It's not about making it better, mister. It's about putting the message out there. 100%. You don't even know what the message is. Yeah. So just fucking do as you're told, because it's coming from a higher place.
Yeah. Is it like when you want to share something, or word, image, or experience with somebody? You don't know what is going to be the impact of anybody, but it's just the action for you to do it.
And now even more so, because you could put stuff up online and it's there for who knows how long, and someone might look at it 10 years from now and you don't know what kind of environment we'll be living in 10 years.
I don't know how will you live to put a price to your stuff, because for you it's priceless, definitely, but for somebody it might be priceless as well.
Yeah, but I mean,
and you put on 200, 300, 500 So what kind
I kind of
you
don't.
are trying to put yourself in a particular cage? You know like that.
Yeah, it's just usually you don't even think about
I'm
that.
a million euro painter. No, it's not. It's
That
not.
I'll tell you, all those prices have nothing to do with art. That's a bunch of people who live in that financial world who are like, for kicks. Oh, I see Jose's here, and I know he likes that painting because he just bidded on that painting.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna make sure he doesn't get that painting.
I went
So
recently,
the bidding goes fucking through the roof.
I went recently to a gallery art, but I didn't know. I thought it was the same person.
Really?
Really? And I said, in different stages of their life.
Yeah.
And then I said, no, there are different people. I said, oh, that makes sense. That's all my art, understanding. You know?
No, but it's not. It's just. I mean, it's an interesting way of looking at things. Sometimes what you think, well, what you're told is a mistake, mightn't be a mistake because that's what you thought. That's
Yeah.
what you saw, and in that
I
realm,
thought it was the projection when somebody was very young. Obviously, you were different artists with different background, different
Yeah.
ages. So I thought it was actually the same artist, but in my head, no, I don't know why.
art is like
and I said,
people.
oh, these people actually now they're doing this type and this way, different color, different structure,
Yeah.
different. And when I went to ask, I said, are you the artist? And say, no, he's
Different
and
guy,
the,
man.
And the gallery person said, and who's the artist? I said, artists. And I said, I saw a few of them. I said, oh shit, because I didn't really want to talk to them, you know. And most of the paintings were amazing, you know. But
Yeah.
I think this one is actually great.
I like it. It's and you know what? It's the one I was true to it from the start. Like, I mean, I got a loaf of bread. I threw it out the fucking kitchen window. There's loads of birds around here, and I tried the video and photographed them, and then the one that had the most action. But that was for a different painting. It wasn't meant to be for a solo guy.
Yes.
But then it was just that it was a big painting. There's a big horse. Then there's this fucking divide, and then it's like a bird coming over a wall, and the horse is looking up at it, and there's a sky of fire. It would have been a great painting, but I don't know where I fucked it up. But the less said about it, the better. It's gone now. But that particular moment was just that I kept looking at that, and it's the smallest part of the whole. I mean, the canvas was huge. Like, it was bigger than this, and it was up in the corner somewhere, and I was, because the distance thing, and I was like, I keep going to the fucking crow, or the raven if you want, the blackbird. So I just called it Blackbird at the end because I didn't want to say what kind of a blackbird it is.
It gives you it's that blurriness that makes you think which one will be, you know.
Yeah, it can be any of them. I gotta run out there for a second and take a piss.
No problem.
1 second.
I keep talking.
I had too many coffees this morning.
So let me describe all this. So it's a container, and the smells, and the colors, and the items describe James perfectly.
Professional as ever.
What?
As professional as ever. Okay. I'll edit that out later.
No way, Jose.
But yeah. Do you paint?
No, I had a moment back when I was young. Just to
You had a moment.
a moment where I didn't know what to do, like everybody else.
Right. I've never had that moment.
So yeah, that you're definitely defined by you through yourself, you know. But for me, it took me years to understand really what I wanted to do. But I still don't know. I mean, some people just never know what to do.
I don't believe that. I believe everyone knows.
But yeah, I would like to do many things. But I'm dreaming.
But what's at the core of all that? I mean, if you say many things, you could have an arc. We'll say 12 things, but what's at the core of the 12 things?
I like to create things, I like to create like inventions. So I have 1,000 million inventions in my head. 1,000 million of them. I have a book before it got lost. My grandmother's house got flooded, and it got lost. But I still have that core you mentioned of invention. Have things.
Get a new fucking book. Start writing fucking scribbling things into it, man.
I think I should have done that, by now.
You gotta do these things, because if you keep saying someday,
don't tell me what to do. No.
I would suggest strongly that you get a fucking book to accommodate. Get it out of your fucking head.
I will take that into the boarding board and see what happens.
I just think it's like. Too many times we're guilty of saying later.
I strongly believe that there is already there, because it's just like you mentioned, it's just this 1% of this that actually prevent the people to develop and to grow or to do whatever.
Of course.
100%. I would strongly believe that, and not all these self-sustained energies is already there.
They're not.
No, it's already there.
A lot of them are bullshit.
No, I'm talking about the small communities of one person in one particular place.
Yeah.
Nothing else. There's no, it's not a general type of thing. It's just like everybody's pursuing to have the independence, the self-sustained house.
Yeah.
But it's already there. It's already invented. But they don't want you to have it.
They're coming up with laws, so you can't do it.
Of course, it's like in Spain. In Spain, they put this stupid law up in a place where 90 or 80% of the time is sunshine. It's just you're gonna put solar panels in the house. Are you kidding me?
Why? I
don't know. They don't know the fucking sun.
Well, to be honest with the solar panel thing, I was watching a thing they were discussing Elon Musk, because he was saying, if you cover this half of the country with, I think Elon was somewhere in China or something. But then someone was saying, that's all great, but if you get the solar panels onto your house, it takes 10 years before you kind of see the difference, and then you have to renew the fucking things in 10 years.
So the lifespan of a normal solar panel, depending on the quality or whatever, is normally between 15 to 20 years, normally. I think I would say that with no kind of backfill that, but around that time, due to the components of the solar panels. And then 10 years you can actually pay for them. So you have another 15 years of freedom of decay technology.
Yeah.
So really is less. And actually you have two options. You can either return some of the energy back into the grid, which is fantastic.
Sell it to them.
For it, and help the because now with all these EVs, all these new electric cars and all the electric stuff.
That's kind of bullshit, though, isn't it? The cars
who has
and
the
stuff.
Freaking, like in the States, they don't understand really the structure, the electrical system that they have. What will be the demand, really? They don't have that particular.
Well, that's why the government try to make it. Demand your demand, we're going to guarantee you they're going to have those cars. They push you the law before anything else. They put you the law that by 20 whatever, you have to have X amount of time of government vehicles. They need to have already had to be electrical. Yeah, and do you think that's going to happen?
But you know what happened? They already have doing this, or everybody is trying to go green, but they don't actually modify. There is no law to protect actually the grid. The electrical system.
But it's bullshit. You need fucking diesel to get half these fuckers going in the first place.
And then when somebody gets, stuck somewhere because the battery went off or depleted completely in the middle of nowhere, they just bring in a car with a fucking diesel inverter to do it.
Did you see one of those electric cars blow up? It blew up about 10 fucking times because of whatever's in that fucking battery, and I'm a big no to that. I mean, I've put my hand up straight away. I don't understand the science, the engineering, or anything involved.
I do believe on technology. The technology is there, like the wind, the sea waves, and the solars and everything.
Not to the extent that you need for the population.
But it's to control the technology that you have it. But now what I'm talking about before about my ideas, is just to use something else that is already there, that is a basic fucking physics that nothing can change.
Yeah, but then they'll outlaw that.
And then some parts are controversial because people will say, okay, you cannot use that because, and they will try to find a reason to put you down. Completely.
Look, if
It's
you
like
look
this,
at the
this
big
man in the 60s, no, it was these mayors or whatever you call, and this Australian guy, he has a car running with 1 liter of water
yeah,
with the hydrogen cells and and then he disappeared.
yep.
He got killed.
And there's not only him, there's a number of gentlemen like him who did exactly that one
In
thing.
Spain, you have another one actually that he disappeared as well out of the nowhere.
They're
in
either
the 60s
bought
as
out
well.
or fucking killed.
There you go. So,
You just gotta look at the bigger picture, the money. And you telling me that those people are gonna let this electric vehicle thing be the champion? They won't. Not a fuck. Is it the way you drink water or is it the cigarette?
I'm so sorry. No, I don't mind the cigarettes.
But it's like if you get you can look at these things and get distracted because that's all they are. They're only fucking distractions.
And it's funny that
The world's gonna do what the world's gonna do.
sorry for that.
You know what I mean? It's like you go on holiday to a hotel. You don't know what the fuck's going on with that hotel, what the owner wants, the way that hotel runs, you know. There's all these people running around doing their shit, the staff. You're just there for a little holiday. You just want to get your fucking good night's sleep, maybe get a meal and be safe and go home then. That's life. You're in a hotel now and the staff are acting the maggot.
And there is this strategy they say that you have to diverse, and you have to
They have to shut the fuck up and fuck right off. The important things in life are family. First and foremost. Family unit. A proper original, the way God intended it to be. A mammy, a fucking daddy. And their kids are their fucking property. It's their responsibility to educate these kids, safeguard these kids, so they can enjoy whatever it is they're here to enjoy. And if a fucking suit comes and tells me the way it's going to be, he better be fucking bulletproof.
you can fuck off.
He's going to get it, like, you know what I mean? That's just a fucking step too far. He come into my house and tell me how to fucking be with my family?
Yeah, because
No.
it's something that worries me is just from the schools, you get this notification of saying, okay, we're going to teach this and we're going to that.
The fuck you are.
And then, okay, why should my kid be exposed to all this? And in the new educational system is just saying this, you have to have this particular, type of ideas or new waves of people.
You have to be vigilant.
Yeah.
You fucking have to be vigilant. As a parent, you have to be absolutely vigilant.
No.
I don't mind if they think you're the crazy paranoid fucker in the corner. I'll wear that with a badge of honour. As long as I know that I'm fucking doing what's right by mine.
Yeah, to protect your kids,
Fucking A.
What it is.
So look, you can get, again, sidestepped into what you should be doing by all these irritations. And that's all they fucking are, is irritations. You know what I mean? Fuck them. They're not important. What's important is going shooting hours in the wood, painting your paintings, getting in your kayak, having friends
tomorrow
over.
It's actually Galway, so we're going.
I'm not going. The
Euros.
next one I'll be at now is hopefully next Sunday. Actually, I think it's where is it? David was saying somewhere in Waterford, maybe.
Well, this Sunday is actually in Waterford.
Is it this Sunday?
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Tomorrow.
I might be going anywhere. So
Tomorrow Euros, and then next week. I think the SIFA champs are in the Limerick Field Archery Club.
next week, is it?
In the 29th and 30th, 2 days.
Yeah. See, I'm going to not be at that. I think the next competition I'm going to be at might be Laois. And then Dunbrody, I think.
On Dunbrody, yeah.
I can't wait for Dunbrody.
Oh, yeah, I love it.
I was only there for the first time. Now we were talking down there,
Yes,
and
nice.
fucking hell,
I love
the
it.
cliff shot, man. I got vertigo looking over
yeah,
that fucking cliff.
Oh,
Whoa, that's fucking high.
You see, that's the energy of the trees. There are ancient trees there.
Oh, it's unbelievable, but the rocks,
and yeah, that's the fantastic feature.
the cliff
as well.
faces and shit.
And when you walk on them, sometimes it's like they welcome you. When
Yes.
and you say, "Oh, this is soft." Like,
Yeah. Or else they're gonna suck you in. Bye bye. Dinner time. No, it's a beautiful spot. I love this, and I'm looking forward to the. So what's down there? Is there some championship in September? In
yes,
Dunbrody?
yeah. The championship.
It's national championship,
It
is
is,
it? It's a 2-day event.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that
I
big
will
time.
do that
Man.
one. Yeah, I love that. It's fantastic. So good.
So you you're going to tell me about your motorbike more? The BMW? It's a BMW
no, it's a
tour bike, no?
Yeah, it's a 1600 K.
Jesus Christ.
K1600 GTL. It's just like a proper touring.
Do you know what? I was going to get a motorcycle when I was I going to be 18?
Yes.
But my father made it very clear, if I get one for my 18th birthday, I won't see my 19th birthday, and it had nothing to do with the bike. He was going to kill me.
Yes.
But so I kind of settled into the cars. I mean, I'm not a petrol head by no stretch of the imagination. I'm even more so now. I'm very practical because I have a van for work, and I never wanted to have a van because I was an idiot. But now that I'm, exposed to the realities of life, the van is the best fucking thing in the world. I love my van.
I used to, actually, all my life I've been just buying auto cars, but I was just buying cars that were like luxury cars.
Yeah.
And my previous car, at least, was a BMW, like a really expensive one.
Mm.
I said, fuck that, man. This is not me.
Comfort is the new cool.
You get me?
Yeah.
No, not me. Why should I buy something just for the
Exactly,
image or
yeah.
whatever? Because it was not practical at all.
Because you're in the game.
No, exactly. No, I couldn't take the dogs for anywhere or whatever. So the first day that I bought that car, I said, this is not me. What the fuck I'm doing? So I started.
The best thing I ever had
And I got
was...
this. It's a catch game.
But it's a fucking lovely looking thing, man.
And I'm the happiest
And it's
person in
very
the world.
practical.
And it's a scratch and I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Because you ever remember when you get a new car and you think, I'm never going to smoke in this fucking car, and no one else is going to smoke in this car. 2 hours later, you're smoking your brains out because you're stressed out over the car.
So I open the window so the smoke go away.
Yeah. But I had, the best one I had was an Opel Frontera Jeep, but it was a kind of it was it was just a fucking beauty. I loved it. But it wasn't practical after a while, because I was thinking, I'm not putting my mixer into the back, because I had put seats down, and it's kind of low at the back, and it wasn't practical. So then I got another Opel Frontera, the short one for work.
Yes.
And that was like driving in the fucking tornado. You rolled and it was like being in a boat, and changing gears for me was like, this fucking sucks. I'm gonna crash the goddamn Jeep, because I'm bouncing up and down in the seas, and I'm trying to 1, 2, 3 clutch. Holy shit!
Really?
This isn't for me. So then I got an estate car, which I don't know. It wasn't as bouncy, but it was like it was a dinger of a car. It was the Ford. What was it? The Ford something or other. It's a family car, like. But I
For Escort or for Mondeo.
No, it's like a family car, Ford Galaxy.
For Galaxy.
Fucking dinger!
That's a nice guy.
And I had mixers in the back with shovels and shit and hammers and fucking saws. But what I had to do was the heating went in the car, and I was travelling way up the country in the winter. My fingers were like sausages when I was coming home. I'd be passing Cashel. I'm like, I have to pull in and hopefully there's hot water in the flask so I can 10-minute coffee maybe before I continue, because I thought it was my fucking hands. So that kind of died a death, and then I got a proper van, because I did a job for a crowd there in Mitchelstown. Well, it wasn't Mitchelstown, it was a construction company, I think, from Galway. They were doing the new Aldi store in Mitchelstown, so I did the entrance,
Nice.
the stonework there, and out of that then I got a van. I got what did I get? I forget what it was. It was a nice van, man, but then I blew the engine in it.
Are you still an employee, or you working for some company, or?
I'm a freelance.
Freelance, yeah.
Luckily I've met some other stonemasons who are more established down this part of the world.
Tell publicly your phone number.
Yeah. I do. I've like a page on
Facebook,
and Instagram and all that shit. I should put more stuff up on it. I'm very fucking lax about shit like that. But I blew the engine in that fence, so I didn't have to get it fixed, and it was just annoying the fuck out of me. The last time I came off the road in the ice one winter, and it just fucked up a whole bunch of shit. So I spent fucking nearly $3,000 fixing that.
Wow.
And I was just, everything was fixed, but in my head I was so sick, I associated everything with that van. Right, it's got a clean bill of health, I'm selling the bastard. So I sold the fucking van, and now I have this one. And fifth gear is somewhere between here and Castletown Road. It's just, but it's still working fine. I'll drive it till it dies. But I just think they're just so fucking practical. I don't need to have scaffold, and people say get a trailer. I'm like, fuck off. Me with a trailer, it's not a good thing. I'm just not temperament-wise. I wouldn't have it.
Yeah, you have to be very careful with trailers.
You know, so I can get what I need for most jobs. I mean, if I need a scaffolding, the scaffolding will already be there. Whoever I'm doing the job for. So I can get my trellises in there, and I can get my planks in there, and I can get my mixer in there, my saw, everything fits in there nice and tight. So it's like, it's cool.
Fantastic.
So I don't need it be beating up poor cars anymore. But yeah, I was never really fucking petrol head. But I like the fact that I can drink a cup of coffee while I'm driving somewhere. Yeah, you can't do that in a motorbike.
No.
That's
well,
just...
The motor, mostly in this country, is very hard to actually find a day where you have to do it. You have to actually decide to go, regardless of the
And
weather.
the roads in this country, let's be fucking
So
fair.
there are two sides of it. The ones that you ride because you're a rider, like you really like to go out there
Go
and
mad.
enjoy the day and that's it. And the rain is no impediment for that. Days like today, where it's really strong, stormy, a lot of water.
Summer.
Because the problem for the motorbikes is what you cannot see and what you cannot control. And the bumps
Yes.
that's covered in water. Remember Bruce Lee?
Forget that.
You just send yourself to that. So.
No, I'm not a fan of... I mean, look, personally, I'm not... Me and motorbikes wouldn't be a good marriage.
No.
I mean, me and the van is barely working, but...
So what about boats? Would you like to have a boat or something?
no fucking
Fishing?
way.
No.
Did you see all this shit lately with the orcas?
No.
There's this bunch of orcas fucking attacking boats.
In Ireland?
No, not yet.
Oh.
But it's somewhere over in... Might have been around Italy, Spain, Africa kind of way. Over that
I
kind
will
of
look
way.
later and see what
And then there's fucking... I seen this poor idiot. He was fishing off of his sit. It was a sit-on kayak.
Yeah.
And this fucking shark, this is somewhere, I think in Australia, off the coast of Australia.
I think I see something like that.
This shark just comes out of nowhere and fucking bites the boat.
Yeah.
I would just take me now, fuck this. Ah, man.
I do kayaking. Or
I do kayaking. We mainly the river. We went up to Dogs Bay
oh yes.
last summer, I think, and we're out in the bay,
Yeah.
going down by the coast, and I'm like, this is fucking great. I'm loving it. It's a bit choppy, but it's manageable.
Yeah.
And then I start getting the fucking Jaws theme in my head. And I'm like, ah, come on,
Yeah.
shut up. And it just wouldn't go. And then I started thinking like, well, there's no sharks in Ireland. And then I remember some fucking shark guy saying, that's a myth. They're everywhere.
Yeah.
And then I'm really getting dead and
What about the bash?
I don't give a fuck
The
if it looks.
shark here in Ireland.
I turned that fucking kayak around like a good thing, man, and I motored right to the beach, and I was like petrified, and I just could not get the feeling out of me.
Yes.
And it was like, you're feeling it for a reason.
Yeah.
I was convinced there was a fucker like, what's that up there? And I just, he just kept going, and I'm like, fuck him, I'm going back to the beach. You want to be stupid? Be my guest. So I'm like, gladly I'll go to the lakes and the rivers, because I'll be honest with you, I like to go, when I'm kayaking, I love the tranquility.
Okay.
You know, I don't need the fucking pressure, because I'm going to go to current at the start. When I get in, I'm going to current, so I can just take it all in, I'm zen. I go down a few kilometers, then I'll turn it around, and then I'm going against the current, and that's your workout. So then you're fucking, you're starting to sweat, you're loosening up, and then you get into your own head, and you're thinking, right, I've so far to go now, so I'll break that into 3. I'm going to sprint to there, just for the workout, and the feeling of it, like, and then I'll just catch my breath, and I'll sprint to the second stage, and then I can see the fucking ending. I'll take a breath, and then I'll fucking head down and bomb, and then it's just you're fucking exhausted. You're like jelly getting out of the fucking thing, but it's when you get home, then you're having the coffee. It's awesome.
It is.
You feel fucking brilliant, and you're like Superman
I
at work.
like the calmness of lakes and things like that, but
Yeah.
I'm extreme kayaker. So,
I'm extreme nothing. I don't do extreme anything.
I did some things that I just can't imagine me doing it. Like, again, no.
The extreme part,
Yeah.
or the calm part.
Not the extreme part.
Fuck
I'm
off.
not a calmer. That's why I got the Beamer, no for other reason.
No,
It just like, I did really want to feel alive. you know. So
Go for a run in a field.
I know.
Pretend you're a horse.
You can have your adrenaline to 200 BPM, you know, and you just go in there, go to the rapids and everything. Only one time in my life, I stopped, and everybody was saying, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm gonna die."
But it's not even about the dying thing. It's just about the like. I don't feel like sweating and breathing hard today like that. It's not. I have ambitions to be a lazy bastard. I really do. But then there's something in like saying, not today though. Yeah. Eventually that'll be your reward.
That happens,
but not today.
That happens that day. I mean, it's something that you said, no.
I'm not going to do it unless I want to do it.
Yeah.
But then you find yourself doing things and you think to yourself, you shouldn't be doing this. But then you're smiling to yourself as you're doing it.
And when you finish,
and you're like, fuck.
Okay. There you go.
But you know, we're contradictions because sometimes we're just trying to get along and fucking, you know, play ball. But then you go, fuck it, go for it. You know, don't eat the cake. I won't eat the cake. I don't want to eat. I'll eat the cake. And then you're eating the cake.
What you say?
What cake? So you're fucking. Actually, I was reading the archery magazine, the monthly.
Yes.
Magazine that the lads there was an interview with McSherry in it.
Yes.
Not the recent one, the one before it, I think.
Okay.
And at the end of the interview, I think the one about regrets, and he said he drove into a fucking car on a motorbike 100 kilometers an hour. Yes. Did you see McSherry? He's not like Arnold Schwarzenegger, like, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I know.
Sorry, Nick, but you're not. Fucking 100 into a fucking car. Ooh, that can't have been a good day, man.
No.
Don't do that.
No, and nothing prepares you to that, you know. And I don't know. It's crazy.
If you want to talk about dying, my ideal scenario, I've had the perfect day. Everyone that I know is having a great time. They're all doing what they want to do with their life. I go to bed. I might have had a lot of fun before I go to bed or whatever I like having fun with. I go to bed and I just don't wake up. Happy out. That's the perfect scenario. Me being eaten by a fucking shark is not my idea of death. That's just what the fuck. That's someone acting the maggot.
I've been dying on a motorbike. It's not my thing in my head. Don't worry.
But
if that happens,
it was meant to be.
My only regret will be not. But you know that's not happened to me now because I like to be on top of people that I really care. You know, so because I learned the lesson. You know, you cannot you trust so many things that nothing will happen to me.
That's why I live out here. I can't be living in a city. There's too many fucking unknown variables going around there.
And the only thing that happens is you I die tomorrow. Everybody knows that I love really.
Yeah.
They really care about. They know already that.
Yeah.
And they know what to do.
Yeah.
Without me or with my memories. You know,
yeah. Yeah.
I make sure that actually they know that I still love them every single day. You know.
Well, yeah, because when you go, it's like
that's it.
You're gone, baby, and you don't give a fuck anymore.
You know, I recently have somebody that I know, you know, with aneurysm, you know, and he's about to die. So
that's there's a lot of that fucking happening. I had a buddy die of that.
Yeah. So he's about
10 years ago.
It's about to happen soon. So.
What the fuck do you do with that information, like?
That is,
you know what I mean?
You can't. I mean, I just.
I gotta go to work tomorrow. What the fuck?
I just knew 2 days ago, and then I would just say to myself, that put you into perspective. But I've been living like this for the past 20 years.
What do you do? Because you are who you are.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You can't shape your tomorrow on their today.
Yeah, but we're still living on that. Oh, I'll meet you, like when you asked me for the podcast. Oh, we can arrange someday. Can you come this Saturday?
Yeah.
And I said to myself, no, I can't because I'm working nights.
Yeah.
Okay, so of course I want to do it. And then I just change my shift just to come over.
Yeah.
Get me? So.
Thanks for that.
It's just because really, it's really what motivates you to do something. You have to do it. No, wait until tomorrow. I'll tell you one example. I have a friend of mine that died in a bicycle accident a few years back.
Right.
And he said, he died on a Saturday. And then he said, will you come with me this weekend? And I said, no, because I'm doing kayaking.
Yeah.
Some of my friends. And he told me, don't worry, there's plenty of time.
The great illusion.
Done. You get me? So, he's dead. I mean...
Yeah, but you know what I mean? That's a natural part of life. It's a natural part of the whole
100%.
experience.
Yeah.
You can't be afraid. The only fear is like, you'd be worried about your kids and your woman and your family, how it will affect them,
Yeah.
and you just don't want to. But you can't be you can't be putting that in your head, because you're gonna do fucking nothing.
I think we tend to remember only when we hear things like that.
Yes, I
But we
mean,
forget the next day.
yeah.
You just keep doing your life.
And there's a reason for it, because you gotta get on with your life.
You have to.
When we had we had 3 dogs, and Sheba, I don't know, was she 15 or something, but she died. She was old. She was a big dog as well, but I couldn't go to work for the week, because if someone was to fucking make little or make a joke about it, I believe I would have hit them very fucking hard in the fucking face. And that's I better remove myself from the possibility of that happening, because it's such a personal thing.
And it's an animal, but for people,
It's family,
it's your
dude.
dog. But
It's my dog.
I have lost Effie. She was another husky. She died last November.
It's a fucking hard hit.
And I was feeling strange. I was feeling like it's this phrase I hear on read somebody, and he says, "When I lose a dog, every time when I lose a dog, I lose part of my heart.
Of course you do.
But when I get a brand new one, the dogs are giving me their heart to me. And I
Yeah.
hope when I die, my heart
Yeah.
is 100% dog."
Well, that's a nice sentiment.
I love it. I love it.
But look, they're hard lessons to learn, the whole death thing. But I wouldn't belittle it by just being blasé about it. But at the end of the day, you just take stock, you take note, and hopefully you learn from it. That right, I need to be fuller, richer, and more, not richer financially, but richer life,
Yeah.
taste, the richer food, the experiences make them real. And therein lies the whole core of what it's about. Be fucking real. Be honest with yourself. You know what I mean? And then
I
great
think
things
this
can
podcast,
happen.
podcast will give you the chance to actually spread experiences of people.
Of course, that's exactly it.
I
Yeah.
love it.
I mean,
because somebody has something to say, something.
everyone is important.
Yeah.
Everyone's doing their best. Okay? And don't think because there's a commercial entity trying to tell you what reality is.
Exactly.
Fuck them, okay? Use them for what you need, but don't be owned by them.
100%.
And you're more important than that yoke, that conglomerate, the Googles of the world and fucking Facebooks of the world. It's only fucking distractions, window dressing. They're utensils. Use them, abuse them, fuck them, leave them. They're not, don't be fooled by that
That's
bullshit.
not the
like,
Bible. No.
no, even the Bible's not the fucking Bible. Come on, Jesus Christ.
I don't know why.
But that's another. Don't go near there. There was a time where I thought, fuck, I'd love to get a priest in and burn his fucking brain, because I have a few issues with them people, and it's nothing to do with all the negative crap that came out about all those. I'm a real priest, a man who believes what he's about. That's the kind of guy I'd like to have a chat with. Because I met one time, and he was a fucking raging alcoholic.
Yeah.
But he was the funnest fucking guy. I met him at a house party. And he was fucking sheets to the wind. He was like, how you doing? And he still had the fucking thing on. And I'm like, you're the priest, right? Yes. How are you? Do you believe in God? I had the greatest conversation with him.
Yeah.
He was very fucking free in ways that surprised me, and I had the funniest fucking time talking with him, man. And there was a bunch of women around, and we were he married half of them. He was telling me, she married this guy over there, I married them, and he's fucking blah blah blah. It was so surreal. And because when we were kids, being made go to church, and then you look around the church and it's fucking death and pain fucking everywhere,
massive entity there,
and then this fucking fossil of a man at the fucking microphone. Like, what the fuck? I'm young. I'm too young for this shit. You know what I mean? So I told my mother straight away, I know what trip you're into, but it's not for me. This is bullshit.
So my mom, every Sunday, was saying, just tell me what the priest wears.
So she knows you were there.
So what we were doing is just going to the church, see him later.
Yeah, we were all about that. They'd be me and some friends of ours that were living just down the road from us, and their dad was a stickler as well. It's like, you go to fucking mass and blah blah blah. So we go to the church. The gang of us would meet up, about 6 of us. We'd all go into the church. We'd see who's saying mass, but you get the little pamphlet of the prayers of the day kind of thing. No, I didn't have to go to that, but the boys had to go to that extreme. They said, right, what's the gist of it? And just, right, that's what he's on about, and that's the priest. Let's go down the river and shoot the shit. Get some sweets or whatever, and talk shit, be boys. But I never fucking got it. I mean, for me, it was just, there was a corruption. Again, regardless of the whole, paedophile ring that's in it. That's just fucking ugly people doing ugly things anyway. But I'm on about a deeper ugly when it gets into your fucking head and brainwashes you and controls you.
That program is from centuries.
So I'm like, am I the only one who thinks this is kind of crazy? Because this is fucking bullshit. And
look, to dominate the population, you need 2 things: fear, hungry, and a solution for it.
Yes.
So you give them this.
Be the savior that they don't need.
They fear on you, they control all the environments for what you're living on, and then after that they give you a solution. The solution is like the COVID.
Why bother?
There is something going on with that, and then they give you the vaccines and all the stuff.
I know the vaccines are killing people, apparently.
The vaccines have actually COVID stuff. So if you don't have it, you're going to have it now.
Look, there's a whole bunch of fucking worms there to be looking at, and it's... I said, a buddy, my brother actually, who's living in Philadelphia, he was like, why aren't you fucking talking about... I goes, wait a minute now. This is for me, not for them. Fuck them, okay? And number 2, I'm not interested. Therefore, I'm not educating myself. I'm not researching all these fucking bad people doing bad things.
Correct.
But you can be damn sure there are people who are doing it, who are far more qualified, and it's their passion. So let them do that. That's their thing. I got my thing. I'm going to do my thing.
Yeah, the motivations are different.
I want to fucking take a moment out of time and talk to somebody and just maybe have a giggle.
It's nice, yeah.
And find a common ground where we can
you
say...
You put it in the bar, as well, but, this is more personal. This is more...
It is, and it's just... It's kind of... I don't know what... It's a fucking mystery. Like I told my brother, it's probably a mental health issue, you know what I mean? Why the fuck are you doing that? I don't know.
Welcome to the club, man.
Seemed like a good idea at the time, but I mean...
No, I see this as an open window.
Yeah.
Where you go, it's a big, massive camp.
Yeah.
White canvas where you can do or say whatever you want.
Yes, and it's. I think it's in everybody to kind of want to partake to some degree.
Well, not many people are afraid of being talking publicly.
Well, of course, but they don't mind watching people doing it or listening to people doing it.
No.
And sometimes it just...
I think we are all voyeurs in that way. We like to know we're very noisy. Try.
I was always a noisy fucker anyway.
To see what the people are saying and what had to say or whatever. Oh, look what he has said. It's incorrect or whatever. But
you get ideas though.
Freedom of speech is just amazing.
I stopped listening to the radio for a long time ago because it's just, why would you? But now when I'm at work, because I work alone 90% of the time. So at some stage, usually the first maybe you're on the job, you're working at 8, maybe 7:30, 8 kind of. You should be. Maybe at 10 or 11, then I'll have a coffee and I'll have a little think and I'll assess the situation. And then I'll go to my phone and I'll go to Spotify or maybe YouTube, but usually Spotify because I can't be looking at a video while I'm doing what I'm doing. So Spotify is ideal that way. And I'll find out, I have maybe 5 go-to podcasts that I listen to because they're whack. What I found I'm listening to a lot lately, there's a comedian in Ireland, Tommy Tiernan, and then there's a guy, his buddy Hector. Hector's brilliant. He does a travel thing.
He's extremely intelligent. He's
All comedians are like that. Well, all people are.
But they have to, because they have a very quick response. They use
quick.
They just pick
Sharp.
up something and they just quickly make fun of it.
He's mad as a fucking brush, and that's why I like him, because it's like he says things that most people are probably thinking but won't say.
Oh yeah.
And you're like, why aren't you saying them? You know what I mean? But I find myself laughing hard in the middle of trying to beat a stone down, and it's just there's no structure to what they're doing, and that's what I like it. I think I hate things with structure because you can hear it in the voice. You can hear that they're following a premeditated thing.
It looks like a script,
And I'm like,
because when I was coming over, I said, "Shall I bring a paper with thoughts of things that I didn't really want to talk to you about?" I said, "What the fuck? I mean, just the brain go."
Well, sometimes a lot of people feel okay. They might have 5 headings, just to trigger the memory of what those headings mean to them.
It's like for you, for example, try to find fields or different things that it will be related to myself. I'm Spanish. Okay, I like motorbikes, kayaking, archery. I'm
planning to. Well, we're all planning to go to a place. It's owned by Spain, I'm sure. It's a competition next March.
In Lanzarote, yes.
Is it Lanzarote?
Yes.
Yeah, there.
It's an international event actually happening on the 4th or 5th of March or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Would you plan to go?
We're planning. We booked the thing.
You did already?
Because I was saying it at the club, and they're like, "Do you know that there'll be excellent archers there?"
But that's not the point. It's like, oh my god,
I might win. When I say that, they're like, "Oh, this guy's whack," because it's just.
But that's the eternal. What you do into competitions if there are people better than you? Are you trying to beat them and get nervous about it?
Yeah, I'm going to try to beat them. Of course, I'm going to try to beat them.
To beat anyone.
And when they annihilate me, I'll be like, "How did they do that?" I might learn something.
I have a chance.
Of course, you have a chance.
No, but it's not that. It's my way of approach to this is actually not the competition itself. I'm not results-driven person. I just go because I want to be the better version of myself tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I like to improve.
Well, look, there's that, of course, but
I don't have anything to say because the other ones will be better than me anyway. So
I don't
I just go to do my own stuff, and then that's it.
I'm usually thinking today I'm going to win a medal. I never win a medal. Although last week I won my first silver medal. I was delighted. It was my highest score as well. I got like 418.
Oh wow!
I was very fucking happy with that, man. I thought it was like superhero shit, but it's not. But you know what I mean. Yeah. When you get to a noticeable difference. Yeah. Like progressively, it's a good day.
Like a good day. I normally have bad days. Normally. But
I've always seen you collecting fucking medals.
Well, but I'm still having bad days anyway because there are always people better than me anyway. But it just my bad days.
But you gotta accept that off the bat.
But that's it. I mean, I embrace that.
Am I better than what I was yesterday?
I celebrate their wins.
Of course, yeah. Because you know what it takes.
Because they are so super good. Super perfect. Look, last weekend it was this woman from the club just shooting amazingly, like really straight on. And you don't embrace that because they put effort on it.
I love seeing a brilliant shot.
I actually love it. I celebrate you shoot with me one day. I will just, if you hit the target, I will be jumping with you.
Yeah, I mean,
I love it.
It's a great thing to see because you know what it takes when you're training by yourself.
Yeah, I'm not using compound now, but I used to use flat board, instinctive.
Yeah.
And when
that blows my mind.
And when you shoot the thing, it just the whole. I don't care the competition or the number.
It doesn't matter.
You want to hit one far in the distance, you celebrate like it's the last day.
But that
brings me back to the times of the tribes. When
We
had dinner tonight. There you go.
Exactly. That's what I'd be saying to herself. I said, look, if you kill it, you eat it. You know what I mean? And you don't need it if you don't fucking kill it. So get it.
It's a nice skill.
But when I hear, and I've seen a few lads now doing that instinctive archery, and it's really interesting.
So the way I do it is I just look at the target. I look at the target. I just put it on. I don't know if
just react to it.
Even if I don't use the same length of arrows or taking out of the equation any type of constant thing.
Yes.
Like I don't even have. Well, the only thing I have is the anchor point because it might be a way to look through it. And what I just do is I just move around, and then I let my brain to do it. And it sometimes hits the target, sometimes it goes up and down or whatever. And then in the next, obviously I will fail the first one, So, but the second one, I know how to aim lower or higher. Obviously, mentally, you force yourself to do that, and then you hit the target.
Because I found because I gap shoot.
Oh yeah.
You know, I tried to gap shoot. I should say, I should correct that. But I was out there training one day, and whatever way I just looked at it and I shot it and I got it. I was like,
how
did that happen? Like, and then I tried to repeat it and I kept fucking up because I was trying.
Okay.
And I was like scratching my fucking head for it. So I just went back to gapping for a while and I'm trying to perfect my gapping. But it's constantly whispering in my brain like, fuck, I'd love to do that. Just do it that way.
For me, it's natural.
It seems easy as fuck, natural as fuck.
When I started, I didn't know anything, any clubs or anything. There was no internet back then. You know, it was just very strange. I'm talking about the year 2002 or something like that. There was no internet for that. There was no people around, no clubs. I didn't know. And actually, I got two balls. One actually was a recurve, a normal recurve, and the second one was a compound. 70-pound compound with the wire and everything, but to the point I didn't know about it. That actually I was using my own fingers to pull the compound with the wires and everything, and I said, Jesus, this is a fucking man sports like, because it was trying to pull 70 pounds. And actually, I was showing with that all the time. I have the most strongest fingers.
You crazy cracker.
These fingers, man, and can destroy anything.
Because I tried to draw David's, I think it was 50 or 60 on his compound, and it was like, I'll hurt myself. I'm not even going to try.
And then I have now a 70-pound lombo. So I will use this when I feel the compound is no longer for me, or I feel.
Why did you go into the compound?
It's easier, and you don't break or lose arrows. So. I have a military background, so for me, shooting something with a dog is just perfect. Everything is mechanical.
I don't know. I believe that you should go what you're drawn to. I
look compound. Simply.
I look at these things.
I just got a new bow actually recently, so I will bring it next time.
Oh, cool.
And it's nice. But it's just more
a
professional.
New compound
bow, long bow. Because I already got the long bow. So I have a horse bow, flat bow, and long bow. Practically all the different
disciplines.
Because I love to shoot them every so often. So. But now I'm more focused on.
Well, I'm just getting into it now, and it's fucking addictive as fuck. It's so beautiful on so many levels. It is so vast.
It is you the arrow and the target. There's nothing else. Not even.
Oh, you can go in your mind. You can go so many places with it.
It's just like, and you can picture yourself whatever you want. It's fantastic. And how proud you feel when you actually hit a target.
Oh yeah.
Not to mention you hit the center.
Yes.
Oh, that happens to be. It's amazing.
No, I
now I'm in the stage of I'm hitting the animal. Okay, so I'm getting points for that. But I'm not in the center yet because I have the experience. And my arrows.
I'm the same as you there, because my priority is just to hit every target.
My priority first was to hit the the backstop.
Yeah.
You don't have backstop on fire.
That was never my priority. I was like, get the fucking target.
And then my priority was the limit.
Yeah.
That square there back in the distance. And then the next one was to hit the animal, which is now. And then my next one will be to hit the kill zone, and then the one in the center.
Well, I'll tell you how nerd out I am about it. I got a book kind of like this, and when we do the competition now, or even if we go for a practice on a Tuesday evening, we'll go up to the woods, the Galty Woods for maybe we'll get the first half of a normal competition done in the time we'd have with light, and we'll score it, because you gotta practice like you play. So we score, and when we get the cards, then I bring all the cards home and I put them in a book.
Oh, nice.
And then some evening you just go through the book, and it's like it's nice to see the progress.
Yes.
So now it's like I progressed to here, and then to put into my head, my initial thought is next competition I'm going to get a medal. Now if that doesn't happen, because let's get real,
good people out there, right?
There are excellent people there, but bar that, I just want to beat what I got in the last practice or the last competition. I want to, like, I got 418, so now my next target is 500.
You go to the IFAF website, it tells you all the scores.
Yeah.
And sometimes what I do is I just go there just to get a reference of what is the score that needs to be that day for myself.
Yeah.
For the previous one. So.
Well, it's for me now. It's just like if I hit all the animals, and then you have to factor in the odd miss as well, and second hour, third hour. So, would say on a good day, if I hit them all and I still only get 4 something, that's because I'm just hitting the target. I'm not hitting the kill zone.
Yeah.
So then it's like, okay, you gotta pick and choose where you're going to start bringing your kill zone into it.
Correct.
So look for the biggest fucking targets for the kill zone one, and let the small ones just hit the target. Yeah. And that's my my theory now for the next.
That's really I think it's just practice.
Oh, but it's like
for me the distance is to calculate the distance. But people have telling me, or they show me their own version how to interpret that. I still
too much information though.
I don't get it. I use it for me because I'm in metric system.
I'm in no system. I just like I'm either above the target or below the target.
10 meters, I know what a 10 meters, 20, 30, even 50 meters looks like.
Yeah.
But in yards it just changes completely because it's slightly, and you have to commit with compound.
Yes.
You have to say, okay, this is 35 or 36 and a half.
Yeah.
So what do you mean 36 and a half?
Yeah, but the fact that you have to do that with the compound, surely in about a year you're closer to it by just the naked eye.
And the problem with the compound is that the wires, you want it or not, they will stretch.
Yeah.
They will give up the power. Okay, when you have to the 60 ammo, probably you keep shooting all the time.
Yeah.
It's logic. I mean, logically, everything, all the mechanics will
wear and tear, of course, but you just tune it up then, no?
Yeah, but then every so often you say, why am I shooting so bad today? You say, oh, it's time to tune the whole fucking thing, Or other thing is to use the sight. The sight and the scope actually might probably just change or it fell off, and then all of a sudden.
Well, from what I've witnessed now with all, because there's a lot of folks shooting the compound in Galtee, and even when we go to competitions, I'm seeing a lot of compounds. And I'm also seeing a lot of people giving out about their fucking compound. Oh, fuck this, oh, fuck that. And it's like...
Yeah, there's always something.
That's just not what I want.
It's just the pip size no good, or it's just the side.
It was too dark in the woods this morning, couldn't see the target.
Couldn't see shit.
And my brother be going fucking crazy. Yeah. And I'm like...
No, even...
How can you enjoy your day with this shit, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. If I had to... I got a new string, Owen Reynolds.
Oh, yeah, nice.
He made me a nice fucking string, man. And
I did a course with him to do strings.
No,
I didn't.
Oh, you did it?
Yes.
I'd say that was interesting, was it?
It's super useful.
Yeah.
And I operate mostly on the maintenance part of it.
Yeah.
Because you never know. You have to get a little bit of wax.
Yeah, I do the waxing, all right. But so he made me this string, and it's been there now since he actually, I'd say maybe I got it a week after he was on the podcast. Yes. I mean, I think he was doing it prior to, because I was shooting with him in Limerick.
Oh, good.
Good laugh. And so I only put on Tuesday or Thursday night, just gone. Because I was put on the first time, but I was just in the door from work. I think I was going somewhere, so I was on the clock and I wanted to have a coffee in between the madness. And then the kids they rushed me at the door, and I'm trying to put this bolt together, and I'm trying to put the string on, and I did something fucking around. There was a clatter, and I thought I'd bust something. Oh. And I was like, put that away, because I just knew straight away I was doing it in the wrong moment in time, because I'm not focused, and I'm under pressure. So I put it away, and I was like, I'm not fucking, that scared me. So I was there the other night, I put it on, and it got measured up all good, and it's fucking beautiful. The feel, it just... There's a smooth, strong feel of it when you draw it back, and it's a bunch of contradictions going on there. It's so firm, smooth, gentle, and so beautiful, fast. Yes. So I only had like maybe an hour shooting with it, but now the fear is gone. I can put it back on and enjoy it. So as soon as this fucking weather stops being a cunt.
Look, when I usually have a horsebow as well. The horsebow is 45 pounds, but the horsebow is super fast.
What's the deal with the horsebow? Don't you need a horse?
Yeah, but
Oh,
You just need
I have a motorbike.
or kayak. You can do from the kayaks.
Nah, fuck that.
I know.
I'd be flipped over right there.
People actually fishing with the.
I seen this, yeah.
With they put the string and then
Yeah.
they threw away like.
No, I was watching this thing on YouTube where they're on about archery in movies.
Oh yeah.
It's fun. It's
Is that a video or something?
It's a video where this archer guy, he's like, I think he might have been an Olympic archer, or he's a professional dude anyway, and he'll give you the top 10 in his opinion movies good for archery.
Yes.
And
there are good ones there.
they're very good, but you won't believe what was number one. And
I think I saw like a Robin Hood the other day just because of the archery, nothing. Just
Yeah.
it's how they use it.
Yeah.
The fucking form is just bad.
I was reading a series of books, I'm not joking, I think there was 12 in the series, and they're kind of they're fucking big chunky books.
Archery or
No, it's kind of like a Lord of the Rings kind of thing,
yes, yeah.
but it's not Lord of the Rings. It's better in my opinion because Lord of the Rings is a boring fucking read, too much detail. But this guy, the main character, is like a woods guide at the start of it. He's been brought up in this world as it's kind of a magical, mystical thing, but it's just the whole human stress factor in it to make these elements and aspects of the character come with reason and logic. It's fucking amazing. But what this main character likes to do sometimes is shoot his fucking bow.
Right.
Now, I didn't know this when I was reading the book, but the minute that came into it, and then he meets this woman, and they're on this adventure, and he's off doing his shooting, and he's trying to teach her how to shoot, and the way he talks about it
Wow.
blew my mind. I was like, fuck, I want a bow, and I want it now.
Oh really?
It's awesome.
Oh.
Especially when you shoot. Now, I mean, I was shooting like, I didn't know what I was doing because I had no club or fuck all. We were just dipping our toe on it. And then the book kind of came later. And when I was reading the book, it was just fucking, it just caught my imagination and just set it on fire. I was like, fuck, I need to be shooting, man. So it was always there. You know what I mean? So I'm not surprised.
Well, the same as me. In 2001 or 2, I think I bought these two balls, but I left because I had like a aluminium arrows. Back in the day, the technology was not like
Yeah.
carbon.
Oh, it's crazy now.
And then
Crazy.
I banned them, all of them, in a week or 2 weeks or whatever. And then I used to
Yeah.
leave it there, because I didn't want to keep because I didn't know what to buy stuff neither.
That's an unbelievable education.
And then I just leave it for years until now. And now I just come back with my dad died, and came across archery and then the woods and everything. I say, oh, this is the element.
Yes.
To represent him. Fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm no archery. It's just the woods. Being in the woods.
But it's what gets you to the woods, though, isn't it? The archery.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It accommodates it, like.
It's everything. Yeah.
Here, Limerick woods are beautiful.
It's no.
You don't think so?
No.
Oh, dude.
I seen. It's good. It's good.
I'm not saying it's the best in the world, but
I say it's probably.
I have yet to see a woodland that we've been shooting in that I thought poorly of. They've all been beautiful in different ways. They've all, the characteristics
I was
are
about
so.
to say that each
personalities.
forest has different, and you can tell. I'm not actually botanical.
100%.
I didn't study plants or things like that, but you can see.
You don't need to.
Each one of them has their own personality.
Yeah.
Let's say spirit.
Even the lay of the fucking land of it, like, you know what I mean?
All the stones in.
Yeah.
It's amazing, and that cliff is amazing.
Yes.
But I think there is other clubs that actually have beautiful scenarios.
Well, I'm hoping now in the coming years to get to as many of them as I can.
Mayo.
Mayo, no, it's a bit of a drive. I'm a lazy cunt that way.
Well, I drive every Sunday.
Well, I like to get what I call a lazy day, which is where I do very little physically.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind doing shit on the computer or goofing with the kids or whatever. If she says we gotta go, I said, are you driving? Do I have to do anything? Okay, I'll go. Because when you're doing the stonework all the time, especially in the weather sometimes in this country anyway, it takes its toll on the body. So you got to give the body a chance to kind of recuperate.
Yeah.
So a lazy day is perfect for it, but it's not great for your mind. So you could have a lazy day, but in the evening you might do a little bit of weight training.
I don't know what is a lazy day.
Yeah, well, I'm getting to know him very well.
Because my head is just non-stop now.
Yeah, but I'm on about for the body. The head is never stopping, unfortunately. Well, fortunately. But even at that, you still find at the end of a lazy day, you have to do something that'll stress the body a little bit.
Now I have to be on a holiday, for example, a holiday season, like a normal day.
No such thing as
And
holiday.
then
I can't do
Yeah.
holidays.
What?
I go on a holiday within 2 hours. Like fuck. What am I doing here? It's fucking
I
shit.
think recently when I went for holidays, actually I did have lazy days. Like say, okay, I want to go nothing.
Best lazy that I had was in Prague. The last time I was fucking there. The night before I got smashed by Lucy's dad.
Well, that
We were drinking whiskey and smoking these Cuban cigars. Fucking brilliant. It started lashing, but they had this fucking kind of a tent set up around the table outside in the garden with the chairs and stuff. But we were still getting fucking wet. The table was just drops everywhere, you know. And I had this fucked up guitar, and I was trying to fucking get a tune out of it, and I was soaked. But I was happy as a motherfucker, man. I was just da-dum, da-dum.
Your element.
In my element, and a fucking soaking cigar and a watered down whiskey. But when the rain stopped, you know, it was warm, it was very warm. Things dried out, and I just got another whiskey and I got a new cigar.
There you go.
I was fucking good to go, baby. But I woke up the next day and I was just I was as heavy. I was like a mountain. I could not move my body.
Now my body needs time to recuperate. Because
Yeah.
Before it used to be easy. Like the next day, you just go to work.
But it's a mood thing, because you could go drinking with a fucking rugby team, and they'd drink like, you know what I mean? 'Cause some of my buddies back in the day were all rugby heads, and you go drinking with them, and you're like, you get battered, like. But I could go drinking with them, not a bother. And then because of the mood, you get up the next day, you might go for a fucking walk or a run, you're fresh out, you're like, this is weird, but I'll take it. And then you go drinking with the old man, Lucy's dad, and it's like, you're crippled. You can't do. And you skipped in there, like, danced in there even. And then all you're doing is sitting down talking all night. And I don't know what he's saying because I don't speak Czech. He doesn't speak English. So in between the bits and pieces, Lucy's trying to tell you what you're saying. And
Do you know what happened to me last time when I was in Spain? I was in a concert of The Cure, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And then we were drinking so much that I was talking in English half of the night. And my friends don't talk English.
do they?
No, most of them, no. Spain is preparing to learn other languages as well, like French and
Yeah.
and other stuff. And English is now getting more popular, but not really many people will speak English.
But I'd say there's a patriotic element to that reason to not learn other
No,
languages.
it's just like our educational system is not
It's
as
lazy.
good as before, yeah. And it becomes on the person itself.
Well, that's true. It's
But
very.
I think I'll tell you that I'm not in Spain now probably for the past 30 years, so I don't think things have changed. So I'm not accurate.
How often do you go back to Spain?
Normally once or twice a year.
Yeah.
Depends of the region or just because I miss my family. So I just go over. So. But with COVID, I think it's been now quite some time.
So you're due a visit.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lucy's the same.
No, I just went recently, but I will just go back again so as well.
Yeah. It's nice to get back, I suppose.
So maybe once or twice a year. So
Yeah.
that is good, just to see the family.
And can you go from Cork, or where do
I'd
you
rather
go?
just go on the flights and then rent a car there.
But would you where would you fly out
From
of?
Dublin.
From Dublin.
Take the bus from Limerick to Dublin, 2 hours of sleep.
Would you never drive over there, like
I
the
did
ferry?
before. Before I used to drive constantly.
Yeah.
I did like probably 10 or 11 times. Just get the ferry and then the ferry. But my tendency used to go from France for work to Madrid non-stop. And it's too many hours. It's 10 hours to cross.
I was thinking more of make it a holiday thing, like get the map and have a few stops along the way.
No. We did that before, but no more.
Yeah, it's, in my head it's perfect, but
now,
in reality I'd be fucking
now
demented.
with the motorbike is different. Now with the motorbike you will have times you have to stop. Yeah, so the motorbikes, the new motorbike is used to give me the chance of going away for Europe, you know, and to travel.
Well, it's like a fucking mule. I mean, you can pack shit on it, like.
You can put everything that you want.
Yeah.
But definitely, when you go for a holiday with the motorbike, it's different. You just pack essentials, and then you will have probably
Hotels and stuff.
hotels, or you stop whatever you want. It's like when you have a camper van. When you have a camper van, you stop whatever you want. Because you have already the house on you. But when you're on a motorbike, you're probably subject to the area where you're going. Obviously, or you bring in a small camping
tent,
and then you do two man tent in the back is easy. Is it possible?
You know, I was thinking like, you've to sit a particular way on the bike. Your fucking body must be in bits when you fucking.
You know what happens? What happens? I must bring you on the motorbike one day.
Forget it.
No, one day.
No. Just
only one day.
Nah.
At least you can tell in your life you have done one.
I have done one already.
Oh, so then the feeling that you get when you're riding a motorbike is all the elements: the wind, the smell, or the feels where you're going onto it.
Yeah.
Mostly when you come in to this area, you probably don't have many fields with there are actually there are many cows or something like that where actually there are no fields, but in some areas of the country they have all different fields with different scents and things like that. Absolutely beautiful. And you have the visual thing. You're getting the information. You're
in it,
but you are open. The lead screen is just here, but if you open the lid, you have nothing on it apart of the box.
Fuck.
Well, if you go to Scotland, do never open the lid.
No, I've.
But you have all the elements. You have all the senses there. You have the feeling of the wind.
That's why I have a car.
You have the feeling on the wind on your body. You have the smells and you have everything.
But that's what I mean, you've the stress of the.
No, because your body is sitting on the.
Yeah, back. But to have the control of the steering, you know.
In a sports bike is different because when you get throttled down like really hard and you're speeding, you're actually holding yourself onto the steering wheel and the whole body goes with you. But your position is more further down.
Yeah.
In order to aerodynamics and because of the sitting of the rider is different. It's put more backwards so you can go forward and all the wind will be surrounding you.
Yeah, you're piercing it.
But this one is standing up on top, so you're sitting down. You're just like reading a book.
It looks very comfy. The BMW looks very comfy.
Really, really good in that sense. And they have a pre-change of the gear, so you just press the gear and it does everything for you. It's not something. I don't like it. I like the old style, but it's okay.
Yeah, it's like the automatic cars. I don't know about that. I like to have, like you said, because it keeps you awake as well.
No way, Jose.
Driving a fucking long drive, sometimes the roads can get so boring. Yeah. And it's nice to have to change the gears to kind of punctuate it.
When you're in town, you have coming down, all the time.
Yeah.
But it's exercise for you. For archery, it's perfect.
Well, yeah. No, me and motorbikes won't be happening ever. I like to have my cigarette, my coffee. Not that I have coffee that much, but no, I don't mind. But not horses now. Do you ever ride a horse?
Once or twice. But
well, that's me too, once or twice. But the last.
I don't understand the psychology.
Why not?
The horse psychology. I don't understand it.
In what way?
I don't know. I know how a dog works. I know how the cat's dog works. I know the feelings and everything. How the birds even. Of course, I have never understood. I look at them and I say, how can I treat you? Because we have horses in the back of my house.
All right.
I try to feed them, but sometimes they are nice, sometimes they are not. They are.
What sort of people?
I know, but I don't get them. I don't know what to do with them to be friendly, or I don't know. I have no knowledge of them at all whatsoever, so I don't know what to do with them.
Well, I mean, you could have all the knowledge in the world, and they could still kick you.
I know.
It's they're a living thing, so you can't be.
I try to be calm, with them and everything, and I know they are therapeutic because we brought Matthew to one of these farms where they have animals purposely for people with disabilities.
Yeah.
And it was helpful in the sense that he wasn't no worry about them.
Yeah.
He was not afraid to give the hand.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bite the shit out of you with that fucking mouth like that. Full of tears, like, because I've seen it, but no.
I've seen plenty.
But I think he was just going, no problem. Like, he was not afraid, and that gave me a sense of security and calmness and everything. But I was nervous.
No, I wouldn't get that now.
And I think maybe it's me, my psychology.
Of course it is. Yeah, you're projecting. Because if I see the kid and I'm thinking, well, at least the kid is calm. Well, I said the kid's an idiot. I'm not fucking putting my hand anywhere near that fucking horse. But when I got up on the horse for the first time, son of a bitch. I was like, there's nothing to hold on to here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then, what if he bowls? Ba-boom. But you got to get out of your head and just fucking sit in the moment.
With them because
of course, that's what it is. But then again, my friend works with horses. I mean, they train them and for the market, for mainly they'd be hoping to sell them to the racing industry, but they get some fucking tigers in there. These guys, because when they're so young, they grow so fast in such a small bit of time, and you're trying to fine tune them then, muscular, performance wise, and all that. So these guys are fucking mental. Like, they'll bite you, they'll kick you, they'll fucking try to kill you, because they're crazy. Because of the environment you put them into.
Exactly, yeah.
And the way you're stretching them and twisting them and fucking them around, you know. They're slaves. And you're the slave master.
There you go.
So it's down to environment. You could go to some places and the horse would be just a dream. Because of the way they've been handled. But some people shouldn't.
It's like donkeys. I think with donkeys my relationship is different.
Really?
Yeah, maybe
what way?
Same stuff, maybe same vibration, I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know, because I've seen a few and I approach differently, with them, for some reason.
You get a sense of how to approach.
A horse, no. Horse is just, I don't know. I might need more contact.
I have a healthy fear of horses, but I love looking at them.
Oh yeah.
I love looking at them. They're magnificent.
I see the Arabian big massive ones. So.
You ever see the Irish? There goes my brain. Fuck. There's you know the Andalusian horse.
Yes.
Spanish horse.
Yes.
It's kind of like one of them.
That's from Andalusia, from the south of Spain.
Yeah. There's an artist from Spain. Well, Gibraltar. Christian Hook. Fucking love his shit, man. You should see some of the stuff he does with horses. He's wow. Yeah. If you get a chance, you should check him out. You'd appreciate him. Christian Hook. Hook. He's fucking excellent. His artwork is just.
Give me your pens.
It's fucking beautiful stuff, like. Christian Hook. I think his parents might. There's maybe a vineyard there somewhere or some. I don't know, something. But yeah, when I saw his stuff, damn it. He's so good. You know what I mean? And it's not like, you'd see something, because I'd follow him then on Instagram and stuff like that, and I mean, the guy is a success story in a modern day, for a modern day artist, if that's what you want.
Yes.
You want to be able to just have the financial security to be all in on your painting.
Oh yeah.
And no questions asked. This is it, and that. There's a gallery taking care of your shit for you and whatnot. And you're just doing all the work. You produce your work, your vision. He's not doing like he's constantly looking for, and he's basing it in things like in science. That everyone thinks that science, when you hear the scientists, science isn't the finished product at all. It's a constant fucking mutating thing, and it's
progression. Yeah.
From where we are now, we think this is what this is. Next year that could be completely different, because you've had a year longer to look at the thing you're looking at.
Correct.
And you see something new and you're like, it changes.
And you get new impression for people,
exactly,
new scientists actually look at this different way.
So when I seen Christian Hook stuff, I was like, fuck, it's just so it's very cool.
It's rich.
I couldn't sit down now and try to replicate it, because that wouldn't be true. It wouldn't be it. But that's why you just gotta focus on doing what you feel you should be doing.
You can get the idea and then just reflect that idea in something that you see. Say, I think I might use that technique or that vision or that point of view.
Dude, I go to a fucking painting and then let's say Witch Dance there, for example, and someone who might like this painting might be looking at it saying, "Oh, how did you do that?" And I go, "I have fucking no idea. What technique did you use?" Technique? I had a knife. I had a brush.
There you go.
And that's it. I have nothing to tell you. I don't know. Because I did a painting once.
So how do you decide something comes up? You just comes as an idea, dude. And then you say start.
It's usually triggered. It could be triggered. Listen to music. It could be triggered just walking the dogs.
And something click on your head and you say, oh, I need to do this in this way.
There's no such thing as a sudden idea, because I think you're putting your mind out into a place where you're just constantly thinking in the background. Yeah. And then, it just so happens you're doing this thing when it came to its conclusion, and it informed you, oh yeah, this is what you're thinking, you should probably do this. But you can philosophize about it a million and more. I just decide not to question it. Yeah. Just, do it. And sometimes
with the flow then.
Just try not to let things go too long without action, because it will go on. It is an idea will be gone. Or even all the ideas might just fuck off from you if you're just not going to play ball, So it's like I have like a time frame where I say, okay, it's like you've been working hard and you're on holiday. So I'm on holiday, but my holiday's coming to a quick end. And if you're like saying, okay, no, I should be doing something, goes, oh, what was that idea? And you can't remember anything and you don't know what you're going to do, then it's like, okay, I'm going to go do some sketches and some things that I was thinking about. And it's just the physical action of doing something. It might take a few days, a few hours, a few weeks. But it's just, once you get into the physical action of creating your images and then associating what you're associating with it, and then the painting, then boom, you're back in business. Cool. The doors are open and the shit just floods through you.
I did back in the day 3-dimensional with a program, with a computer.
Oh yeah,
3-dimensional stuff and everything.
All right.
I morphed completely. It was something heavy. How do you come up with that idea? I said, try and error.
But that's exactly it.
Try and error. It's just like
make a mess and then see how you have to fix the mess.
Exactly. And it was just like some figures or something. Now I have a 3D printer, so you can actually put that idea into the thing. That is why I took a 3-dimensional
object or an idea or drawing.
To a 3-dimensional.
Oh, here you're gonna build a fucking.
No. Just for me, get into idea onto the space.
Yeah.
A special type of distribution of all the stuff, So what you have done here is fantastic. I love it.
This is not like, this is no plan. This is just like,
it's good.
Put that there. Put this there. Why? Because I can't hold it any longer.
It's nice. I like it. This is like you go to confectionery to do a job interview in a confectionery environment. It looks like that way.
Well, funny you mentioned confessions, because when we used to be made go to the church for the confessions, you'd be fighting it. You don't want to go talk to some fucking weirdo in the fucking black box. What the fuck is that about?
Get punished for it.
Clue but you've a lot of like, no, I'm not doing that. But I found when you gave into it, and you said, okay, this one time I'm going to go with the whole deal and see what experience I get from that. So I went in and said, do this bullshit. What are your sins? So I start by saying, when you say sins, can you be a bit more specific? What quantifies a sin? So then he's like, I giggle, a chuckle, and then it's like, well, like, have you been having any, thoughts? Have you been doing anything you shouldn't? So I said, well, I set the house on fire, but it was a complete accident. And then we go into the detail of how I set the house on fire, and I'm rambling on, and your man is like, and then I might have pushed my sister down the stairs and she might have broke her fucking nose. And then I might have done this and I might have done that. And I go, it's all speculation. But when I came out of that confession box, dude, I felt as light as a feather. And I was like, what? It struck me straight away. It was immediate. Like, I was like, I feel good. Yeah. What's that about? Because you're in there blabbing your fucking mouth off. So
they give you a clean state now.
But it wasn't that. I know that's the whole concept, but it was like, it's just you're holding on to shit, and it's like even ideas can drive you mad. But if you write them down, or if you just speak to someone about them, you just get it out of you. You feel lighter. So in a sense, I feel lighter every time when someone shows up to have a chat.
Wow.
I do feel lighter because it's like there's a multitude of reasons for it. It's like you're informed about something different. You're seeing it from a different perspective. Correct. You're given food for thought, maybe not always, but sometimes, and other times you're just laughing. Yeah, and sometimes it's all of it at the same time, and it's something that just I'm drawn to.
I feel refreshed. I mean, it's not something that I have to confess or anything like that, but it's just
just chit chat.
I like sharing. I like,
But I think that's a human condition,
And I like to chat, and sometimes you feel the people not listen to you. You just like feeling boring quickly.
Because everyone's just in their own little thing, and
there's no time when when you go to the pub or something.
So you make the time, and things fucking happen. Okay, it can be for whatever. I mean, I made the time. Who was it? Marson was coming in one time, and I said okay, because all this shit was in my timetable, and I said, oh, how about this time? And he goes, oh, that doesn't work because of whatever he was doing. So I was thinking he's looking for maybe an early Saturday morning because it would suit him. So I said that to him, and he's like, that would be perfect. So I said, that's not a problem. The minute the phone call was, I was like, fuck, how am I going to make this work? But it's that's what you do.
You adapt.
You adapt.
But if you want to do something, you make time for it.
Exactly.
So I learned that with relationships.
And you're rewarded. Yeah. You are rewarded because, it's a big surprise. It could be a complete shit show, and you could end up getting a slap in the face, or it could be the funniest fucking day you'll have, and you could be laughing at yourself. Yeah. When you go editing it later, not that I do a lot of editing, but when you look, because I have to look through the whole thing before I go editing it, because I don't know what the fuck we're talking about, because I'm in the moment, and the moment, leads to the next moment.
So sometimes your perception is different when you listen after.
Oh, 100%.
For me, I'm Spanish. Obviously, my English is not 100%.
Yeah, mine's not 100%.
But when I let it go. I don't think about it.
No.
I just let it go.
Yeah.
There's no way to
you just gotta do it. But it is very rewarding, because like I said, I'll be there now in the middle of the week at work, and because I've been analysing the content of the recording, we'll say, and I'm like, something will just pop into my head and I just laugh out loud.
Yeah, of course.
And can you imagine you're walking in, there's this guy working on the stone over there. Next thing, he's a big belly laugh come out, and he's like, what the fuck? What's wrong with this guy? It's funny. It's just funny as fuck. And it's nice to laugh. And it's nice to get to know people, and, like you said, without interruption.
Yeah, that's amazing, yeah.
Do you want to have a coffee?
I need to go to the loo.
Do you want to have a coffee as well? We move on, and we get better, and we do better. But so now, basically, this will be I'm going over with them now, and that's because I did not like the fact that they went over there without me. Yeah, it's just that you're not there, because it's like there's, the protective thing comes out of you.
You miss the physical stuff.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Because we're very tight. We're a very tight family.
Got married to a woman from Prague as well, Lucia.
Well, that's, I think, how I'm meant to be pronouncing her name, but I'd say, hey, honey, works for me. Because I'm shit at doing fucking... But then she'll tell me, if I'm watching a documentary about a particular person, and there's a lot of interviews with the person, that I don't believe this, but she says that sometimes it's like I take on their tone, and maybe a bit of their accent to a degree, the language, the words. That happened
to me. I used to work in Cork for 6 months, and at the end of the 6 months I said, I was just talking like them. It's because of the
musical element.
Exactly.
Because I associate Prague, the city, the language, I mean, as you know, every region of a country has a different twist on the language. And in Prague, it was so Cork City. I swear to God, because it's like up and down, but it's all curves and a bit of aggression. I find the language to be very aggressive. Maybe it's just the way she talks to me, I don't know. But that's the one I said, Jesus, like Cork City in the way that it's so musical nearly. It's like they're singing, but they're fucking singing, they're going to kill you. Very angry people.
Yeah, it's curious because when you speak with somebody like the North, or you talking to people from Cork, but for a long time, and then the conversation you adapt that particular tone.
Yeah.
We mentioned frequencies earlier, right?
You're tuning in.
Exactly, and then the communication flows.
Because I always wanted to learn another language.
Yeah.
I tried to learn the Czech, but Jesus Christ, my God, forget that, just forget it. But I was talking to the father of my brother's wife. He's Italian. And he's telling me, if you want to learn another language, the easiest language for you to learn is Italian. And he said, once you have that, then it's like something clicks in your brain. And then you maybe move to Spanish, French, those kind of languages.
Yeah. Latin type of...
Yeah. Because he said I was going to go back and relearn Irish, but then who the fuck would have talked to? No one speaks fucking Irish where I be, like, you know. So I thought I want to learn, and I always had an affinity with Spain for some reason. Spain and Italy, kind of. I don't know what it was.
I find Spanish easier than Italian, but the pronunciation is so hard, and the meanings are so wide, you know.
Yeah.
But my suggestion is, even if you want to learn Czech, my suggestion is to be in the country at least 6 months.
Oh, see, that's what I believe 100%. If you want to learn a language, you have to be in the place.
You have to. You have to.
Because she tried talking to me in Czech, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And she'd have labels, the spellings, and I had this fucking thing on the phone where you do maybe a half an hour a day.
Or something like that.
Yeah. And they test you, and I was doing all good in that, all through phase 1, we'll say, and then I go to phase 2.
I work in Germany, and the only German I know is just because of the time that I spend.
Yeah.
I know a little bit of Chinese of the time that I spend in China. I learn a little bit of French because of the time that I spend in France. That's it. But very little, no. But just the basics. You get me? So
hey, I'd be delighted with the fucking basics of English.
You get a difference in that place. This is even better.
Because I have a even when if I'm working with another person, a stonemason, or if I'm sharing a studio with an artist and we're talking, they have their correct way of describing things.
Yes.
And I kind of, once I understand what they're saying, I give it a new language. I twist it around to something that's more for me. You know what I mean? But, well, I'll definitely remember that. And it's I do the same when I'm fucking learning a language. I try to bend it to my will.
It's for us to learn in English. You know, we use Spanglish constantly for many to describe things, and even many of my conversations I use in Spanish words and people don't get it.
Yeah.
You know, because it's just melted on brain.
But Spanish is a fucking widely used on a global scale. It's so fucking widely used. I mean, there was a guy doing YouTube videos, and he said the minute he put Spanish, he actually got his stuff. He get these Spanish actors to do the voice.
Oh yeah, nice.
Of his thing, and then he put it out there, and it just fucking rocketed, like, you know, the subscription just went nuts. But for what I'm doing, there's no need for
language in the world,
like.
so imagine.
There you go.
Chinese, then English, and then Spanish. So.
Did you say first Chinese?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, there's a lot of them lads around, isn't there?
Yeah.
But Dave, you know, I used to have a big thing for China and Japan. Like, you know, when I was, what was I doing? I was reading about Van Gogh. And then he's all these depressing black and white nearly paintings. But then, because of the exposure to Europe from the Orient of all the prints from Japan and China, you know, the really colourful, vibrant shit, it reinvigorated the imagination of the likes of Monet and Van Gogh, and it just changed the way they painted, the colours they would use, and I was all caught by the colours. I mean, mine are vibrant.
Yeah.
Even the dark ones have fucking, you know, a really lusty red in there or whatever, and it's just never left me. It's just like, that's where I belong, or in this colour.
The first thing that you perceive from your paint is actually the vibrant colours.
Yeah.
And they change with the darks, you know.
It's like the character of the body of work is the palette. But that's so once I got that, I just dived deep into China, and I dived deep into Japan, and from Japan then it went into the fucking samurai and the culture and all of that. Blew my mind.
Yeah, I would love to be probably in Japan, you know, visiting probably some blacksmiths or something with wood.
Did you see the movie Tom Cruise did, The Last Samurai?
Yes.
My God, that is a fucking awesome movie. I love that movie. That's a long movie, okay?
Yes.
I watched that movie the first time, and before the credits were over, I was back to the start watching it straight away.
Really nice.
I was like, now I wasn't the biggest Tom Cruise. I don't hate Tom Cruise, but I wasn't the biggest fan. I liked some of his movies. But after The Last Samurai, I loved every fucking movie. I went back to watch all the Tom Cruise movies I had seen before. So why do I hate this guy? And then I realised I didn't hate him. I thought he was fucking brilliant. He's a mad cunt, but he's fucking the best at what he does. And he does some shit hot movies, man. That Last Samurai movie for me is one of my best movies. I totally loved that. Do you know they made like a bank holiday, a Tom Cruise bank holiday in Japan?
Yeah.
Because what he did for the culture, he brought the samurai thing back into the modern day with a new vigor. And that's fucking awesome.
I love all the black and white movies from Japan. Yeah.
They're just so ancient and awesome. And you know what pisses me off? The Irish people, we have the most... I mean, our mythology is fucking unbelievable. Why can't some fucking cunt... Like, you know who I like? Mel Gibson. To get, I don't know, some stories out of our mythology and make a movie about it.
Yeah.
I'd say, just to give the Irish people like a reminder. Guess what? You're awesome, by the way.
I thought that Ireland should have their own superhero. You know, like something really, you know...
We've loads of superheroes in our mythology.
Yeah.
You know, even in our fucking history, we've some major superheroes. Like, I'd be saying it to David there when we'd be on about some new movie that might be out, because our dad is fucking man. That man's a wizard. He's into movies, music, and he's steeped in knowledge about like a history of so many different things. He had a pirate radio station once upon a time. Fucking awesome. So we were brought up in that environment, and so we love our movies, like. And I'm always saying, why don't some fucker just get the Irish mythology and fucking make a mega movie out of that shit? Because it's so rich. It's so fucking rich. And forget the PC fucks. Fuck 'em. Go chop some heads. It's a great movie.
Celtic Tiger. No?
But look, there's an American lad actually on... I'm going to send you a link. Do you like history at all?
Yeah,
This guy does a very...
100%.
He's got this... He'll come in like, and then what happened was... And you can tell that he's not trying to be, you know, atmospheric. He's just like... He's there.
He's feeling it.
In his fucking head. He's there, and he's like... And this fucking guy with his fucking blood-soaked sword stood on that rock. And what happened? You know what I mean? What did he do? But I tell you what, I get his name. He's fucking brilliant, but he has this cool one on the Celts. Like, way back in when the Celts were Celts, like, against the Romans. Fucking unbelievable shit. I'm not finished it yet. It's going on for nearly 3+ hours, like. But the artwork that he has as his thumbnail is fucking awesome. It's like some Native American Indian, but with all these Celtic fucking tattoos. A maniac looking cunt. But it's fucking... I definitely gotta send you the link. I can't think of his name offhand because I'm watching so many things. I've got about 6 books open in the house at different parts of the house. She's always giving me shit about it. It's like, well, will you finish one? I goes, I'm gonna. But then I finish one, I'll pick a new one up, and I got 5 more on the go. It's just how it is. Otherwise, I wouldn't read a fucking thing. I'd fall asleep. I'll read a chapter, then I'll be there like 2 in the morning. To be up at 6. One more chapter. You wake up at 5:30, then all fucked up. But it's cool. But this guy, I'm definitely sending you his fucking link, and I implore you to subscribe to his channel, man, because he's got some. Like I said, he's got the weight in his voice, and it's so enriching. Because I'd be thinking about all these things all the time, and like, because I won't go for one person's perspective. I'll find some, when I've finished his video on the Celts, I'm gonna fucking scour the internet, and I'll look for someone else who's done something similar. So what's this fucker saying? So I can get maybe a fuller view of that moment in time that they can
have a full three vision of
everything. And then come up with my own idea of what I think of the whole thing. But these boys were mental motherfuckers. Mental. So you gotta fly now, do you?
Yes.
You working tonight?
No. I work Monday to Friday, Sunday.
Oh.
And some Saturdays.
So you're going shooting tomorrow?
Yep.
Where are you going tomorrow, did you say?
Tomorrow, Galway in New Ross.
I'll probably go there next week with David to that, where did he say this?
Dunbrody.
No,
sorry, Ballymount.
That's it, yeah. Who's telling me? Was it Marson? I think he was going. He spoke very highly of that place.
Yes.
So I'm going to go and check that out.
No problem. I think tomorrow's going to be wet.
Yeah, well, I won't be wet. I'll be
I'll
indoors.
bring my kayak instead of the motorbike. See.
Yeah, I got wet enough now this week at work. Thank you very much. Fuck. Thanks for coming down.
Anytime. I think it won't be my first one.
I damn straight it won't be your first one, and there'll be plenty more.
Yeah.
And I'll meet you at the next archery competition.
100%.
We'll have a chin wag.
Yeah.
And yeah, cool.
Yeah, congratulations on the podcast. I mean, it brings the opportunity to.
The way I see it is,
To
it'll get to the
confess.
people it needs to get to, and I don't care about, you know. All I care about is having someone sit in front of me, out and have a chat. After that, that's the success.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And even if I come in here by myself, dude, you wouldn't believe how hard it was. For a year, I think, I was recording myself on the phone because I was thinking I'm going to have to do a lot of solo ones.
Yeah.
And she couldn't fucking talk.
Doesn't work. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And-
Overthinking. You know.
but now I can come in here and I can do a solo, not a fucking bother. Because I suppose the more you push yourself at it, you break through. And you're not. I come in the door and say, right, I'm going to be a retard here. I'm going to make a lot of fuck ups. But as long as I keep going, I can cut this shit out later and hopefully it'll be seamless, and which it never is. But it's just you got to throw yourself at it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So, okay, I'm going to grab this boy here.
Thanks a million.
Thank you. Come here.